Gazo.
Hello, everyone. My name is Chip Starlake, and I welcome you back to the Starlake Observatory. I am here today for One Piece. We talk about One Piece, and we're almost to the end. It's crazy, actually. We're here to talk about the last third of Wano, and I'm here with the rest of the Straw Hat readers: Dr. Toto Hex, Paper Dawn, and Realm. Yay!
Yay!
Yay! um. Yeah, introduce yourselves. That's what I'm gonna say. Oh, thank you for the 21 months. Toto, that's crazy. Looney Tunes sounds bonk effect. Sound effect. I can't read that right.
Hello, everyone. It's Dr. Toto Hex, the smartest science turtle in your ocean on Nachon.
Yay.
Yeah. I am Demon Robin Enjoyer.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah. That's when that happens. Go ahead, Rom.
Oh, sure. Hey, guys. Realm, Professor, Guide to the Stars, local Goda enjoyer. Wano is so good. I am very happy to be here.
Yes. I'm Paper Dawn artist and, local... Who do I like in Wano? That one little girl that wears, like, the thing over, like, the mask with the eyeball over her face.
Oh, Bao Huang.
Oh,
yeah, she's cool.
Oh, yeah, she's really
I'm
cool.
that person enjoyer.
I thought you were going to say Kiku, but she doesn't really show up.
Kiku, yeah, Kiku's kind of like MIA for the rest of this arc, but
No.
Kiku had her time.
Oh, cut.
She gets
So,
messed
like-
up.
Yeah.
It's fine. She'll
Yeah.
get over it.
She does get over it.
No.
I was gonna make an alternate version of this thing, but I was
Who is messing it up?
No, like, yeah, she does get over
what
it, but
was,
it reminds, what were you saying?
I was just gonna say there was something I was doing where like I didn't draw the arm on the character or something, and I jokingly was like, haha, yeah, like that'd be funny.
And then it happened.
Oh, no.
Oh no.
Sad.
Oh no.
Oh man, I don't
Right,
understand.
that thing reminds me of like those B-rate action movies where the main character gets injured and it's so obvious right before the big baddie, and you're just like, oh my god, they were going in and then you just did that thing. Why'd you have to do it?
Oh yes.
Could have been more sly with it. Like, come on.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm also local Yamato enjoyer. Forgot Yamato
yeah.
shows up.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
I like him too. Yeah.
We love Yamato.
So last we ended on chapter 1000, where I had the big moment of Luffy punching Kaido and saying, "I'll surpass you to be king of the pirates."
Yeah, and everyone's like, dun dun.
Everyone's like, "Whoa!"
Big
Yeah.
stare down.
Yeah. Actually, the cover art for chapter 1001 is some of my favorite ever. Actually.
Oh, yeah. It's so good.
1001.
Just 1001. Yeah, it's Jinbei resting on a jellyfish bed. It's just really cute.
That is cute. Yeah.
And,
Jellyfish
I
are-
don't know,
jellyfish.
that's
Our
1000.
favorite Dorito man.
Yeah.
Yeah, our favorite Dorito man.
Yeah. So, gosh, a lot happens. We'll try to recount everything. We might miss some things, but that's okay because I'm sure that we'll have like a what do we call it? Like a tier list stream again where we can talk about our favorite moments again and everything.
Oh yeah.
Once we're caught up, maybe in April. So, gosh, so we have the 4 strong guys. Well, no, I guess it's 5 because Luffy's there too. All fighting
I was
Big
like, who are
Mom
you
and
feeding?
Kaido. So it's
Yeah.
Zoro, Kid, Killer, and Law, and Luffy. We're
new
talking
generation.
about the
We're
manga.
talking about the manga, yeah. Up to chapter
Read the
1057.
Yeah.
So that's the end of Wano when the curtains close.
Yes.
You want to know all you can.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my
So-
god.
Ah, I get it.
I kick you.
That was bad.
Yeah, I might be half asleep, but I still got it.
Yeah.
um,
Go ahead.
I like the one panel of like Kaido looking at Luffy and wondering like how high will your ceiling go, and you see all these like legends behind him.
yeah.
It's so like moving. It's like he's
Yeah.
here. He's like grown so much.
Yeah, it's very cool.
Yeah, it's just like such a cool. I love the legacy stuff where it's like Luffy's surpassing the older generation and stuff. It's so cool.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Um,
there were so many instances where it's just like, damn, I love the building of it all throughout the story, but damn, I really also want to be like in the moment during the fight. So you're just like, ooh, ah, ooh, ah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's just like really. I like the weight of a anime fight or a manga fight is always dictated by the world that it's built around it and
Mhm.
like the scenarios. So like, there's so much weight to a fight like this because you now understand like how big of a deal Kaido is. So it's like, oh, it just makes it so much better.
Yeah.
It's like,
And
you
this is
know,
like after rescuing the scabbards, so it's like now
Yeah.
we're here. Yeah.
Yeah, now we're here. I like that Kid, Law, and Luffy like are just like, I don't know, playground brats.
oh, they have that.
Oh,
They
yeah.
have that stupid scene where they all dodge the thing and they do
Or
a
no,
funny
they
face.
play like Fireball Chicken.
Yeah,
with Mama's fire.
Even during like the most intense scenes, I do like how Oda still tells a lot of jokes, which is
Yeah.
fun.
No, and these are like completely different like faces. Like
Yeah,
like great reaction faces.
it's very silly.
Yeah, it's very good. And yeah, they're all fighting. I know Zoro helps out for a little while.
Yeah, Zoro learned the like flame run technique. He just like
Yeah.
stole it.
He's just like, it's mine now.
Yep.
He literally says,
a lot
I
of
stole
fights
it.
going on.
Yeah, there are a lot of fights, so hopefully I don't
Mhm.
forget any. But
There's a lot of things going on in this part. I
Yeah.
forgot. I'm just kind of like skimming through it right now. Yeah, because like all the Straw Hats are fighting their respective like big bads like at the
Yeah.
same time.
yeah,
But one thing I will say is I like how even side characters have like really well defined like powers in One Piece.
Yeah,
Like
That's true.
Kid and Law, like their powers, like there's a lot of depth to them, even though we don't see them fight all the time.
there's a lot of
Yeah.
rules to them, which I always appreciate too. It's
Mhm.
not just like like laws is a little ridiculous, but like I do really like that it makes a lot of sense how well not a lot of sense, but you know enough sense in how they're working, so you believe it
right.
in the story, which is cool.
Yeah.
I swear, like Oda learned how to use like digital cropping tools, and then he invented Law's power or something. All I can think about is like you click and drag and you like text and move things around. And
He's like, whoa, wait, I have an idea.
Yeah, superpowers, Control C, Control V.
Yeah, and then the room is just like highlight this area.
Yo, could you imagine someone had that power, but they were like a novice at Illustrator, so they're just like, or Photoshop, they're like, oh, I made everything bright pink. Oops, my bad.
Oops, I hit Alt F4.
It literally, you just see the little text in the corner. Oh, oops, sorry.
Sorry.
Oh, hang on, sticky keys.
Hang on, sticky keys. Yeah. Yeah, I think so. I actually like Kid's power too. I don't know. I think like the magnetism power, whenever I see it in a character, it often gets used like the exact same way as Magneto's power. That's fine. But Kid does something a little different, and I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Just has a cool ass arm.
I also like how like the villains like Kaido and Big Mom really live up to their name because even in their fights like they show new powers or like learn new powers as they fight. It's not just the heroes like
Yeah.
getting a power up.
I like that too, yeah.
We'll get to later. Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you for the 3 months, Ariel. Thank you. But yeah.
I really like oh man, there's a thing coming up. I don't know what you want to talk about, but there's like one of the fights that
Whatever.
happens during this section is really cool.
Whenever.
I was gonna talk about Sanji's part.
Oh yeah.
I was very impressed with how that was written because I kind of expect the worst out of Sanji's fights because it always boils down to like saved a woman, and
Yeah.
like I thought that was really, really, really cool the way he was like in a bind and they're like beg for your life, do it, do it. He like yells for Robin, and I'm like that's awesome.
Yeah.
He's
Robin,
being
help
redeemed
me.
a little bit.
Yeah.
Very slow character development. into
Yeah, it's
respecting women.
really cute though the way like Robin comes like, oh thanks for counting on me, Sanji, and I'm like yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's genuinely happy to have friends that trust her.
I know.
And,
And,
they
this
can
is like
trust
after
her,
she
yeah.
was saved, so now she gets to save them and be like, oh, so good.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I love Robin.
It's just like really cool to see Sanji like drop his pride to like, you know, because he understands that, you know, she'll come and help him. It's
Yeah.
cool.
And I
love
think
it.
also like that wouldn't have happened without Whole Cake Island because Whole Cake Island, his whole thing was I don't want to ask for like my crew's help. I'm going to deal with this myself.
Yeah.
After that, he
finally
understands
did,
like, oh, I can count on other people. logical. I don't have to be self-sacrificing all the time.
Yeah, yeah. It's
Right.
cool. Yeah, he gets the shit beat out of him by the big spider girl for a while.
Yeah, big spider girl. Yeah.
Robin
Mommy
comes
Spider
up.
Girl. What?
Huh?
She's evil. What?
She's
No,
evil,
no,
no.
no. She's evil.
But she big and she
She's the
leaves.
bad guy.
I know she's a baddie.
No, she's the
It's
bad
bad,
guy.
hot.
Yeah, though the gigantic spider lower half is not really my taste.
Yeah, cut that part off and we're
Yeah.
good.
Get law in the building.
I don't know.
Stop that part out.
I don't know how you all
Hey,
feel.
Lily.
I kind of thought that the Aegis Zero Cypher Pole people being there was just like a go away. You're taking up my time looking at my favorite
Yeah,
characters. Like
It was a lot. There was a lot for like it's a pretty simple idea that's like they're there to basically like relay what's happening to
Mhm.
the rest of the government or whatever. And like there's like one instance where you get like Kaido character development through one of them.
Yeah,
But,
but
like-
most of them, like, I don't even care.
I
Yeah,
get
I-
One of
why
them,
they're
the
there.
one
They're
main
kind of
one.
like the narrators, but like just give me the block text with the narration. I don't
And
know.
also, I just like don't think they need to be as like there as much as they did. There was a lot of scenes where it was just them like repeating what's happening, kind of,
Yeah.
and just saying
Yeah.
like, "Man, the government's gonna hate this one,"
Yeah.
and like we gotta do something about it. And I was just kind of like, this is like a lot of time, especially with how many scenes it was transitioning between at this point. I was like, this is getting a little too much. Like
That's true.
sometimes it was fine for the most part. It was better than. I think I mentioned this where it's like it was better than the last confusing arcs. Like this one's kind of similar in
Understandable, yeah.
the amount of stuff going on as Dressrosa,
Mm-hmm.
but this is much easier to follow than Dressrosa. But still,
Yeah.
could have been better probably.
Yeah, that is a weakness I think of this arc is the transitions were not always so good.
Yeah, or
Because
like
there were a lot of things that happened like off page that you just kind of have to assume happened.
there were also a few scenes I do remember being like I literally just scrolled to it. The part where like they're all beat up under the cellar or whatever, and then like Odin's like, "Oh, I'm here," and it's like, okay, like what? Like, are they like trying to make me actually think that's Odin? And then like in like a half a page, like that's not Odin, and it's like, oh,
Oh well, duh. Yeah, I understand that. That's how I felt too.
Okay, but I think for you guys it's different because I was reading this weekly when this came out, and then there were all these like theories of like,
I
could it be
guess
Odin, no,
so.
blah blah blah.
yeah. I guess it's just
don't
such a weird plot point. It's just a way for what's his face to show up.
Well, yeah, for Kanjuro to kind of like try and
Yeah,
defeat them.
Yeah.
I think it's
Yeah.
also like kind of showing how low he will go and how he never.
yeah,
did
he's
really
pretty
care.
irredeemable. I thought they were gonna try to redeem him, but yeah, no,
No.
they really do. Just make him a
Make him
super
like-
villain.
no.
Yeah, he's
Pretty
bad.
much.
Straight up bad.
He's just crazy.
Also, what's his face is still alive. The
Orochi.
Orochi.
yeah, the
He
Orochi
didn't
somehow.
die.
I remember
I
they
mean, it's
showed.
just like Naruto, where Orochimaru somehow never dies.
Yeah.
He's always here.
Yeah, I had a feeling they like at one point just show his head like just on the floor,
Mhm.
and I was like, "Oh, he's not dead." They wouldn't do that.
Yeah, but
Like,
then
I
they
don't
cut
know
off
why-
his other heads. Like the scabbards come in and just like slash off all his other heads. He has like one left.
Yeah.
'Cause he's like a Hydra.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he's the 8-headed dragon.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Dark Souls.
Dark Souls.
Is it Hydra? Or no, Hydra's 3. I don't know.
I don't know.
Hydra is many heads.
Just a ton of
It
heads,
grows
yeah.
2 heads every time you cut off one.
Oh yes, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just a lot of fighting. This is like definitely. I'm like scrolling through it. It's just lots
Yeah.
and lots
Well,
of fighting.
Tama shows up.
Yeah, I do
Um,
like the way
oh,
they
yes,
get more
yeah.
people on their side, which is literally just Tama, just feeding
Yeah.
people.
Oh yeah, just forcing them. Yeah.
And I like horse Alina being so dedicated to Tama.
Right.
It's cute. Which is nice. I think I liked what Nami gets to do throughout Wano, but I feel like Usopp is just kind of there, and I feel sad for him. He gets like a couple cool moves, but nothing that
That's
really
true.
stands out.
Well, he kind of took out page 1, but page 1 was
Yeah.
also like the least interesting of the Toby Ropo.
Yeah, he did take out page 1, but yeah, you're right. Like, who cares about
Yeah.
page 1? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, Kaido starts beating the shit out of all of Luffy's friends,
Yeah.
and then Luffy finally uses his cool hockey thing to like starts getting used to it more.
Oh yeah, he
Badass
does.
shot where he like dodges him, then kicks his like club or whatever
Yeah.
with the
Yeah.
hockey. And then there's a really cool shot where he like punches his face, does like an uppercut kind of like to
Yeah.
his face. That part's so cool.
It
Yeah,
is
because he
very
starts
cool.
learning that, like, oh, Conqueror's Hotkey can also be used like armament. And he
Yeah, I
combines,
also
like, the two.
I love that line's so badass. He's like, yeah, you guys can head back now. Like, go tell everyone that I've got this. Like, we've got that. We're good.
We're
Like,
good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
it's like,
I do
damn.
like also, like, they had a really smart plan of, like, separating Mom from Kaido. Like,
Oh
by
yes, yeah.
isolating her and, like, trapping all of her homies.
Yeah, it's
and
way
knocking her
easier.
away. Yeah.
Or not easier, but it's like more conquerable to
The
split
homies are OP.
two things. The homies, yeah.
Yeah.
Her homies are OP.
Yeah, I mean, like, your whole weakness is falling into the ocean, but then you have these things that let you just float indefinitely. It's like, well, great.
It's like, oh, I guess
Great,
so.
yeah.
Yeah. I like that Brooke gets to hang out with Robin too and helps her
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
that's cool.
the
Yeah.
whole
true.
time. To see just anything more of Brooke is like, yay. For me.
Yeah, all the and also that was just like really cute like romance moment where like Sanji and Zoro get to hang out a little bit and like
Yeah, and he's
holding
like,
him.
oh,
holding him, like caressing him.
yeah.
Yeah.
And with his like weird
Zoro
body
falls
cast.
asleep literally in Sanji's arms.
Yeah, it's
So
cute.
it's within the giant
so
cast.
romantic.
He feels safe. He feels safe. He feels secure with his like.
I know.
with his
With his
lover.
husbando.
Yeah,
So great.
I forgot he falls asleep.
He does
Yeah,
fall
he just
asleep.
is like, oh, take me here. Take me to
Yeah.
Chopper. Falls asleep. I like how like the gigantic crossing is because Sanji's not a doctor. He just like grabs bandages and just wraps them around
Yeah.
Zoro over and over.
Yeah.
it's just-
Right.
Okay, so Chopper has a cool moment.
Yeah, Chopper does have a cool
I think
moment too.
Chopper's moments are less about fighting and more about being a doctor nowadays, because that's his
Yeah.
goal.
And that's what he does. That's okay though, because they're still like heroic moments.
Yeah.
I still think it's cool.
And he makes the Chopperphage nebulizer.
Yeah, the
Oh
nebulizer.
yes, yeah.
Yeah.
He drops it on everyone so they're not dying of that weird cold.
In the anime,
disease.
it's really cool because they make it pink, so it's like Sakura.
Aw, cute. That's really nice.
But yeah, we do see like Chopper, like that's kind of crazy. In a few like short, like less than an hour, he made his own like virus. That is a like antivirus virus.
Right. Yeah, I think it's nice though. He gets
I
his
forgot about
moment.
this
He
part.
saves everyone. They also develop because Zoro gets like super messed up. He's in like a body cast by Dr.
Yeah.
Yagi.
Yeah.
And they have like a steroid? They pump him with a steroid?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, so he can keep going and fighting.
Uh-huh. And he almost dies later.
Yeah. Yeah, he does almost die later.
Yeah. He literally sees death. And I thought it was gonna be Brooke. It was gonna be a joke, but no, it was actually like
I was hoping it was a joke, but no, it was literally like, I'm
Oh,
here
yeah.
for you.
I forgot about that. And he was like, "Not now." He. And I was like,
Oh yeah, because Frankie is like,
Yeah,
bro,
Frankie is grabbing him. He's like, what the hell?
don't be
Yeah.
dead. Yeah.
We forgot about one Straw Hat gets a lot of cool moments. Zeus.
Yeah, Zeus.
Oh yeah. Is he a straw hat or is he a pet?
Mm.
No. What? How could you say that after this moment?
Oh, but also,
The
wait, before
Bumblebee.
that though, like Big Mom just comes up with a new combination attack with Hera and makes like a giant laser. And
Yeah.
this is like
Oh, yes,
super
yeah.
cool animated.
Oh,
Oh
really?
yeah, I
So
remember
good.
that. Yeah.
The-
Yeah, this part of Wano, they got a lot of good guest animators for like every fight scene.
Cool.
And, like
Mhm.
every like I swear every like other episode they would do these ridiculously like these Sakuga moments that were I was just like what?
So what happened with the anime was that the lead director in charge of the whole anime got replaced, and the new one like had a whole style guide change, which is why you see thicker lines in Wano, but also like had people go out to what's the word? Like look for talent, like talent hunt.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, but that's why like the anime is so good.
That is
Yeah,
really
I
good.
agree. It looks amazing, yeah.
And
It's
you
so
can tell they kept a lot of them on because Egghead looks amazing. Like the next
Yeah.
arc.
Oh yeah. Mm.
yeah, I'll have to go to the Sakuga Borough and look up
You know.
the Wano because it's like
Oh,
some of the scenes just look so good. But yeah, Zeus gets some pretty cool moments where he's like, or he wants to help or he helps Nami escape, and it's like,
Yeah.
yes.
Mm-hmm.
And then he's like, well, now I'm part of you, so you can give me a new name. Zeus is my old name.
Yeah.
And Nami's like, Fluffy. And he's like,
He's
okay,
like,
just call me Zeus.
No.
yeah.
It's like, no, not that one.
Yeah.
Before that happened, Luffy does like lose though.
Oh yeah, he gets thrown off the building or
Yeah,
whatever.
he gets thrown off.
Wah, wah.
Wimp womp.
He
He
just
loses a
Luffy
lot of
lost the end.
times, actually.
Yeah, he does get thrown off a lot of times.
Yeah, he loses quite a few times.
There's, yeah, big explosion. Hold on. Yeah, because, like, Raizo and Kinemon are, like, still going and fighting, but a lot of the other Red Scabbards are, like, I don't know, can't fight as well.
Well, they were wounded, and then they were healed by Hiyori.
Yeah.
And then that's when the, like, fake Odin shows up.
Yeah.
Sense.
Yeah.
Hey,
And
fake Odin.
the Cat Viper also goes on ahead, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then Orochi is still alive. Why is Orochi still alive? It's so tough.
Ashura Doji does, like, sacrifice himself to, like, take out
Yeah. I, like,
Odin.
was like, he's not dead. And I was like, oh, fuck, he's dead.
Yeah. Like, later on, like, after the war is over, you see the obituaries, like, oh God, he actually died?
I was like, no one dies. I was like, oh, no.
Yeah. Kiku gets like stabbed again.
Yeah.
I forgot about that.
And so does what's his face? Kinemon. But
Mhm.
Kinemon is okay apparently because he was never actually put back together properly.
Yeah, he's fine.
Oh yeah.
I thought that was kind of dumb.
It was, yeah, but it's an excuse to make fart jokes in dire moments.
No, that's my least favorite part of Kinemon.
Yeah, I agree.
It's not his fault.
Yeah,
It's
I'm
not
not a
his
huge
fault.
Kinemon fan to begin with, but like, he does take out Kanjuro.
He does.
And Kanjuro's like mortally wounded, but has like one last laugh. at the
Yeah.
end.
One last lash. I'm just going slowly through these chapters again. Yeah, and the castle starts to be on fire, and it gets worse and worse and worse throughout the
Oh yeah.
thing.
Yeah. Especially as Kanjuro was like crazy fire demon grudge,
Yeah.
just like starts roaming around.
Oh yeah, Raizo has to fight Fukurokuju.
Yeah.
Who I don't really care about Fukurokuju. I was like,
Yeah,
Raizo, just win.
So apparently there was supposed to be a whole backstory where Raizo was hitting on like Fukurokuju's like younger sister, and that's why they hate each other. But
Oh.
it had to be cut because it's too
There's
too
too many
bloated already.
things.
There's
Yeah.
just too many things already.
Yeah.
I did like the fight kind of being brought back to like the scabbards being boiled alive, because that's like
Right.
why he could stand the heat and why he got all the water from Zoe,
Yeah.
because he never wanted that to happen again. So,
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is.
yeah.
It was
In
good.
the end, him and Jinbei do like put out the fire at least.
Yeah. Yeah, that was nice. Let's see.
Usopp and Nami help get grab Bao Huang, the like
Yeah.
transponder lady, the like communication lady,
Yeah, they
and
grab
get
her.
Tama to change everyone's sides. So
Mhm.
it's like a huge side flip.
Yeah, that was really good. And
It was just like really silly to see all the like very dumb looking smile fruit users suddenly like be on our side
Yeah.
and use a really dumb move, Gorilla Punch Punch.
right. I think so. Kaido does have some cool moves, but I think he just uses like the same thing over and over again. I was like, bruh.
That's
Yeah, he has
cool.
like his big thunder.
Yeah, Thunder
shock.
Bagua, and then
Yeah.
that's all. He just does it again and again, which like okay, but I don't know. I guess I thought he would use
Just like too big. He doesn't have like.
more
Yeah.
things. Yeah. He's
Yeah.
too big. That could be it. Yeah, because like Big Mom is incredibly, for as evil as she is, she's also incredibly creative with how she uses her
That's
power.
true.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I actually like that she wanted to protect Tama because she's like, what?
Uh-huh.
I like you. She like
Yeah, oh,
was just
yeah,
ignoring
she
Nami and
actually-
Usopp to protect her.
Yeah,
that was
she's
cute.
like very chaotic, neutral. I don't know.
She's probably
right?
chaotic evil, but
Yeah,
um,
neutral leaning evil. It's just like she has some good moments in her, but always for the wrong reasons.
yeah, it's
or-
always for the wrong reasons.
yeah,
Like she really
or for
just
the right
wants-
reasons, but bad execution. Like she just like does the wrong thing.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's like you can't like Big Mom's hard to like be just like wow pure like evil soul. It's like oh well I don't know. Does she even understand like
That's
that she's
true.
evil or not? Like I don't even know anymore. Like
Yeah.
she's so like her brain's so messed up.
her thing is like she has good intentions, but no one has ever told her no. No one has ever told her like stop. You're doing this and it'll hurt people.
Yeah.
So she has never had to face consequences for her actions.
yeah. So in the end, she's more evil than not.
Yeah. Okay, so should we get into like the straw hat fights?
Yeah, we can do that.
So
think so.
Jinbei fights Who's Who, and then Who's Who like reveals something interesting.
Oh yeah, he does. I can't.
Oh.
I don't know what chapter it's on though.
It's around like chapter 1018, somewhere around there.
1018K. Skipping slightly ahead.
I mean, that's the chapter called Jinbei versus Who Who.
Yeah,
Who
yeah,
Who.
yeah.
Who's Who.
Woohoo.
Who's who?
Oh yeah, I remember this. Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. He bears a grudge because he wanted to get the gum gum fruit, but red-haired Shanks took it, right?
Yeah, or he was protecting the Gum Gum fruit. He was like
Oh, he was
part of.
protecting it. Okay.
Yeah, he was part of like the Cipher Pole before like
Mm.
Lucci and all of them.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's kind of the first hint towards things to come.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was it. And Jinbei's like, huh?
And they talk about the sun god Nika, but like
Yeah.
it looks like a Skypia like silhouette, but like no one made the connection.
So yeah, and that was like the first time. This is the first time they've like mentioned like another character has really mentioned the gum gum fruit. Like,
Yeah.
is this like the? I feel like this is. I remember being like, oh, what? I'm like, wait, that's a big deal. I thought it was just any other like in my head. If Luffy was a bigger deal, I didn't think it had to do with his fruit that he
Yeah,
ate. Like
yeah.
like that was like a thing. I was like, I thought he just ate a devil fruit. Like I thought like.
Yeah. I think Oda really downplayed it, probably on purpose, if this was part
Mhm.
of his grand plan, because everyone would be like, that's such a dumb thing. You can't do anything with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty cool.
Yeah.
Like reveal thing that I was like, damn, like.
And like while I don't like Luffy being like this like whole chosen one thing,
Right.
I do like how like in the end the power really fits him.
Yeah.
It suits him.
You know?
Yeah.
So it's more like he was right for the power, not like he
Yeah,
was,
there's.
like the power made him.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't. I want to. I don't know when certain things are mentioned, so I'm not gonna say something. But like, there are like other elements to it that I end up liking with that chosen one thing that I think is cool. But I'll save it just if it gets mentioned. Then I'm like,
So-
oh, that happened then,
I
but
don't
I don't
know.
remember.
Okay, this is not like spoilers. This is just like a crazy theory, but some people theorize that Shanks got the fruit and was heading over to Windmill Village, not to give it to Luffy, but originally he wanted to give it to Ace
Oh, yeah, maybe.
because Ace is Gold Roger's son.
Well, that made that's what I think that's kind of what they sort of
Yeah.
maybe imply. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
there's not really any like proof of that, and we have no idea.
Yeah, we don't really know.
No.
Oh, okay, yeah, that makes a
I
lot
mean,
of sense.
if
though.
they talk about it later on, I don't know. But
Yeah.
Either way,
yeah.
I remember just hearing the gum gum fruit in this chapter. I was like, oh, that's important. I was like, I never thought that would be brought up. I didn't think anyone knew what the fruit was called. Like, I didn't think anyone would care about it. I was like, interesting.
Mhm.
But yeah, that was pretty cool. More.
I like how
allusions to come.
Jinbei says "fuck racism." and
Yeah, I
punches
know.
Luffy in the
Jinbei, my
face.
anti-racist goat.
I know.
He's like, why are you
Oh.
saying those racist things, bro?
I know.
In the middle of the fight.
I get to tell, like, at some point when we're talking about this, I get to tell you guys what I got spoiled. This is
Oh.
like the part I got spoiled, which was a pain. Like, I was so mad.
Wait, what did you get spoiled on?
Well, it's a little bit later in the
Okay.
in the arc, but yeah, it's. I mean, like, it has to do with that gum gum fruit thing.
Oh, okay.
And this is like where I was in the manga. Like,
Oh,
around
it was, like,
here
right
was where I
before.
was. So when I
Yeah.
heard someone just explain it, I was like, "Fuck you."
That's
I was
worse.
like-
Like if you would know
Ruined
context
it.
for it, it might not be as bad. But
Yeah, exactly. I was like, I had like theories in my head, and this person basically telling me like, "Oh, here's what actually happens." I was like, I was so mad. I never knew a spoiler could hurt me like
Oh.
mentally so bad, but it
That's
was
why you've been
rough.
scorched earth ever since. You just like
Yeah.
I'm gonna destroy it all.
Listen, I'm like, anyone who is willing to do that, like just talk about spoilers, just like outwardly in the middle of a card shop about One Piece. You didn't read it. You probably just experienced it through like fucking TikToks or something. Like, I am
True.
convinced no one would actually do that. And if you did read like 1,000 chapters of One Piece and were being willing to do that, you are the stupidest person. Like, you are the worst person alive. Like,
Oh my gosh.
I
Yeah,
hate
you
it.
heard it here first. Don't spoil One Piece. It's an actively
It's just like,
running
but you
manga.
think about it, because like if somebody's excuse is like, well, maybe you should just be caught up. It's like, it's 1,000 chapters. Like, that's the
Mhm.
worst excuse
And also,
in
it
the
like
world.
just came out. Like, what do you mean just be caught up? Like, this
Yeah.
is pretty recent.
Yeah, it's pretty.
It's
Yeah,
not
fun.
like these are
exactly,
the
like-
chapters that are like 10 years old.
Like, I would and like other people being like, well, who cares? It's just an anime. Like, I would almost give the excuse to like other anime. I could maybe think of like, okay, well, maybe it's not a big a deal. Yada yada yada. It's like, One Piece is the last thing in the world you should spoil, because like it's so long, it's so committal, and it's so dense. Like, don't do that. It's like, that's just the worst series to do that in. Just, oh man, such a disservice, because you know Oda works so hard to make these cool reveals, and for somebody to just get it ruined is like such a this makes me sick.
Ugh,
Yeah,
I'm
sorry,
sorry.
rant over.
It's okay. It's all right. Let's see. I think the next one is maybe
I think it's Robin, right?
Robin's fight. Yeah, because Zoro is in his weird cast.
Oh no, is
body
it
cast.
Robin or is it Frankie?
Oh, I think it's Frankie first. Yeah. Luffy gets cast into the water and saved by the submarine.
Yeah,
Lost
the Polar
submarine
King.
people.
Yeah.
Oh yes, yeah.
That's one of the things that's kind of bothered me, was like, that is like a huge coincidence that they
It
just
is
happened
totally
to be
a
there.
coincidence.
Yeah, this series is definitely full of those.
Yeah. I think like there's so many things that Oda had to fit in this arc. There's some plot points that I do feel like we're a little loose here.
Yeah,
Like
oh,
also like the Big Mom part's like never showing up ever, except for like Sparrow. Like
yeah, that was weird too. I
Like-
still don't get the point of them.
Yeah, I
Really?
don't either. It's like maybe Oda planned on something and couldn't fit it in, and I was like, where did Sparrow go? Because I know that he got like messed up, but like I don't know.
no, he gets taken out by
Yeah, he totally gets taken out, and I guess he's
yeah.
done. But I guess it's for some
He
reason
gets taken out by
I
Carrot and
thought that
Wanda.
there were other children there, but I guess
There
not.
weren't, like, he was the only one who made it up because like they got knocked out by King down the waterfall.
Okay.
And they were coming back up, and then Marco knocks them down.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
like,
yeah,
well,
okay.
I guess they're just never showing up then.
That's why I like genuinely fucking hate Sparrow, because I'm just like, go away.
Yeah,
like
go
that
away.
was like
why
an
couldn't
instance
it
I
have
was
been
like, why?
Smoothie?
Yeah, or anybody.
Or Katakuri, who wouldn't probably participate.
I don't think Katakuri was here.
No, he didn't go. Yeah.
He didn't go.
Yeah, he
was,
stayed
at
home.
He stayed home for this one.
Like, I know the
I
writing's
gotta
on the
eat
wall
some
with this one.
donuts.
A sick day. Hey guys, I had a bad hot dog. Just can't go. So sorry.
They do that part with Robin where, like, you know, they like the evil snake people are like, I'm your friends, and then she's like, die. Like, my friends are dead.
Yeah. It was.
Yeah, and both Brooke and Robin like resisted their like illusions.
Yeah.
of
Yeah.
being their loved ones.
They both have tragic death
Right.
involved backstories. So
That's really cool.
Yeah, it was interesting because like those Cypher Pole people were like, we have to capture Robin alive. She's so important to us still. But then that's like they give up on that pretty fast.
No, they don't give up on it. Like Izo fights them, and that's why they stop.
Oh, you're right.
chasing
Izo
her.
fights them. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I feel like those just weren't focused on because he is like at this point like a tertiary or like quandary character.
Yeah. At that point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Robin turns into big mode.
Yeah. Big mom. But not big mom.
Okay, wait. Real quick, for Frankie's fight, what
Yeah.
did you guys think of the stupid Triceratops transformation?
I think it was really dumb, but it
yes.
suited Frankie very well.
It was funny.
It's like good for a Frankie fight.
I just hate how they're just like, yes, this is how dinosaurs work in the past. Don't you know that
Oh yeah.
they are helicopters?
Yeah, they're just making shit up. It's really funny.
I know. You don't have any proof that that's not what they did.
Because the entire chapter of the fight is called like Hella Triceratop, whatever it is.
Yeah.
Heliceratops.
Yeah.
Like, oh my god, what does that mean?
I do like the gag where he like starts revving himself up and then like speeds up backwards and
Yeah.
is like, I meant to do that to give myself more running space.
You liar. Yeah. It is fast though, and I actually think it's like nice that some of the fights are over very quickly.
Mhm.
Like Frankie just wins.
Yeah, I do like how Frankie like ducks out of like the giant robot and then shoots his
Yeah.
laser. Like,
Yeah, I thought that was neat.
that's a pretty cool action.
Oh yeah.
It's like, yay. Yay, Frankie.
Yeah.
I do like his giant robot. And then while Luffy is in the submarine, Yamato fights his dad.
Oh yeah, Yamato holds off his dad for a while.
Yeah, Kaido.
Mhm.
And
Oh, yeah,
Yamato
yeah.
has like a mythical zone fruit he ate, but it like
Oh,
kind of doesn't
yeah.
matter, but kind of matters.
I do not like that. That is so pointless to me. I was like, I don't get
Yeah.
it. Like, he did not need that perfectly capable fighting character.
But I think wasn't the explanation that he just ate it, like, because he was so hungry, it didn't have anything else to eat.
Oh,
I think
I
that's
think-
why.
I think it's also
But-
because both Yamato and like the mythical beast are both seen as like mythical things in Japan. I don't know if they're like
That's true.
Oh.
Yamato is like they used to
Yeah.
call Japan.
yeah,
that.
like Yamato, like
Yeah.
Orochi,
Yeah.
like Momo. These
Gotcha.
are all like names from myths. in
Yeah.
Japan,
I like get why. I just think it's like it didn't add anything.
Yeah. But it's basically like the god of wolves. It's like the
Yeah.
kami of wolves.
Yeah.
yeah, Yamato had like too many layers to him. Like, they could have done that as the reveal of Yamato. Like, you meet him as the wolf thing, but they wanted to do like you're his son. So like they didn't use that
I
part.
like the gender reveal like of them being.
No, I like it too, but
um,
like I think it's just funny that there's so many layers to Yamato. Like, he's got
Right.
a backstory with Ace. He's, Kaido's son. He's, got the gender reveal thing, and he's got this thing, and he's
just-
like
What my problem with Yamato is, like, I really like Yamato, but my one issue with Yamato is I feel like he should have been introduced earlier in the story.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
He should have been
for
introduced
sure.
like somewhere in Act 2.
It's
Yeah.
interesting that I saw so much about Yamato, like, just not even the controversy aside, like I saw so much about like just fan art and stuff of Yamato, and he's like, I mean, he's important to the plot, but he's not that relevant to the arc as a whole.
Right.
Like,
So
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
the amount of like fan art and hype around Yamato is like disproportionate to how much he actually should have.
especially
people just
considering how
love
merchandised he is,
Yeah, you would think he's like a major
know.
like player in
Yeah,
this
I know,
arc,
he's,
but like
like hot or whatever. But like,
Yeah.
it's like,
not big booby boy. Like
Yeah.
but I'm just gonna say, what happens in this part?
I'm like
the
looking
ice
through.
powers from the fruit do come in handy later.
Yes, they
though.
do come in handy later.
Yeah.
I'm looking at Black Maria fighting
And
Robin.
Why does Robin turn big? Did they explain that?
I think she just can be big, like she can manipulate her power in being big. I don't know.
She does use her big hands to like take out one of the numbers.
Yeah.
Even she like just turns huge when she's like in devil mode.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
She goes
I
big
don't know.
mode.
Yeah, it's interesting.
It's true. Also, why is Caribou still around?
Yeah.
I hate him.
To
Yeah,
to
get
give
them
Luffy
flashbacks.
food.
Nah.
Yeah, say
I guess so.
God. Yeah, I
Swampy
I
food.
keep asking that. Like thanks.
Oh, but chapter 1021, the cover story, you do see like Frankie and Senor Pink at the bar
Yeah, that one's
finally
fun,
like
too.
talking. That's so good.
They're finally having the chat, and everyone's
Yeah.
crying.
Oh yeah.
Man, I'm so happy like Robin got a fight. She doesn't always get a fight.
Yeah, no,
know.
yeah. See, I feel like I'm happy that she got one, so I wasn't as mad that like Nami and Usopp didn't get as much to do.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
feel like eventually if they ever go to Elbaf, like then Usopp will
Oh,
have
yeah.
a good moment there.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, that would be Usopp's time to shine.
Yeah.
Oh, that'd be so cool.
I wish though. Okay, here's another like little nitpick. I wish they had done Robin's right after Jinbei's,
Oh,
because there's like the tie of like the fisherman karate, and this is where I'm thinking like some of the transitions between these chapters could have been better.
yeah, because she learned stuff.
Yeah, because she
Yeah.
knows how to do like fisherman karate now, which is like actually like if Robin ever mastered fisherman karate, that would be like crazy, right?
It would be.
All those hands.
She
She'd
just
be
learns a few
unstoppable.
things.
Mhm.
It's just like I can be a demon if I have to, and it takes her down.
Yeah,
Pretty cool.
I
Brooke
like how
takes
that's
out
like
all the little guys.
it's also like her learning from Chopper, who's like, I'm okay with being a monster as long because I understand now that even if I'm a monster, I'm accepted by people.
Yeah,
No.
yeah, because
I like that kind of. Oh, that ongoing theme with those characters is very cute. Where it's like they are accepted for who they are. Like
yeah, I mean
Yeah.
that's kind of. I mean, Luffy just.
It's really
accepts
like
you for
small
whoever you
things
are,
that they
so,
seem to learn from each other.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a healthy found family.
you don't want to know the things Sanji and Zoro teach each other. It's quite
yeah.
incredible.
And then
Just saying, Zoro has no gag reflex. It's canon.
this is not a fight, but
Just like
Mom- go
Sanji
ahead.
say that. That would be manic if they made Sanji say that.
Oh my gosh. No.
Really funny.
Oh yeah, Momonosuke gets asked to get turned into an adult.
Or he asks, yeah.
He asks Shinobu. Yeah, sorry.
Mhm.
I didn't say it.
I didn't even know that's how. I forgot that's how her power works. That like.
Right?
Her power
She
like
could-
matures things.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
forgot that it could like. Well, they describe it weird, where it's like, oh, it's the ripe. It ripens the whatever, and it's like, oh, I guess that could work in a person.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's.
Yeah, I was like, whoa.
It's like, whoa, what's happening? Only
I
15
always
minutes.
forget that like the scabbards have devil fruit powers because they never really use them.
Yeah, they don't use them. They're also like more utility type of
And
powers.
they're also kind of they're just kind of bad at using them.
It's
Yeah.
like Kinemon probably has the worst power in the entire series.
To be honest,
Like,
if
in
I was
terms of,
just
like,
a normal
usefulness.
person, that'd be a great power to have. But like, not in this world.
I feel like there's so many creative ways he could have used it though, like give himself armor or
Yeah.
like
Yeah, I
throw
think
it
it's
onto
like
people and then put them into like
There
a
is
He
hand.
could've
something
had,
like-
a rug of smothering type of power thing.
Yeah.
they don't go into detail on it with the Wano guys, but it could have been an interesting plot point for them to be like, yeah, we have these devil fruits, but we don't like to use them because they're like a disgrace to our normal skills or something. Like,
Mhm.
I could definitely believe them thinking that, but
Yeah.
they never say anything like that.
Or maybe
so-
like even them just being like, oh, we thought this only could have been used one way because we didn't know like these powers existed.
yeah, because they're so isolated, it would
Right.
be like, oh, that kind of makes sense.
Yeah.
But they never really go into detail.
Well, I think Raizo makes a good use of his power.
Yeah.
That's the only one.
Yeah.
Right.
And what's his face, the artist guy?
Who's who?
Kanjuro?
What?
What's
Yeah.
his face?
Kanjuro. Yeah.
Hydra.
Sorry, I always forget their names.
It's okay.
No,
No
I was
worries.
making a joke because you said what's his face, and then there's a guy named Who's Who.
It's true. I wanted everyone's name to be like a "Who's on First" joke, but then it was
Yeah.
not. It was not that. Raizo and Fukurokuju fight, and we get
Mhm.
the reveals.
Oh, and Killer. Okay, while Big Mom is fighting Kid in
Mhm.
Law, Killer fights what's his
Hawkins.
face? Hawkins, yeah.
Hawkins, yeah. But he has like a little like straw doll of Kid. So he's
Yeah.
like hurting Kid while he's fighting Big Mom.
Yeah.
Which sucks.
It's like my boyfriend.
And then everyone fucking called how he would win. They were like, Kid's missing an arm, so he's just gonna attack the arm.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, totally.
It was pretty badass.
It was pretty cool.
No.
Yeah.
Sanji and Zoro both arrive on the performance floor though.
Yes.
And they start fighting King and Queen.
Yes, King and Queen.
Yeah. But damn, Marco like kind of carried.
He did kind
Like,
of
he was fighting both of them at the same time.
He's like, yeah, I'm just bodying both of you, but I'm done now. Bye. He like isn't even like beat up.
And Marco's funny.
Yeah, it's like Marco, you could have just taken them out, bro. But then yeah.
It's like it'll make for a more interesting chapter if they fight him.
Yeah, he's actually Oda.
Yeah. Oh, this seems so good in the anime too. The like wings of the pirate king.
Yeah, I can imagine. Once I was done, I was like, I should really watch this arc as well.
Yeah, I remember I just spent like a night like skimming through all the episodes and
Yeah.
like watching the cool fights and stuff because it's just,
Oh yeah, totally. Absolutely. Yeah, so they're gonna fight. Zoro is gonna fight King, and Sanji's gonna fight Queen. Sanji's fight happens first.
Yeah.
And that's because Queen is like really likes Judge's technology. He's like, oh, turn into your whatever magical girl form. Do it, Sanji. And he's like, no, I won't do it.
Oh my gosh, the part though where he explains how brachiosauruses work.
That was so funny and so bad. What?
Where he just shoots out like his neck and tail like a snake. And then his body is still sentient and moving around. It's like, what the fuck?
Yeah,
that was weird.
it was
And
very
he's like, whatever
strange.
I say, brachio missile, still shoot. And then he shoots himself.
I mean, we were
Yeah,
getting
he shoots
sci-fi
himself.
for a quick second.
I know. It's like, how does that even work?
Yeah, what do you mean?
How are you alive, sir?
Mm-hmm. It is crazy. Oh, I do like the little backstory at the beginning of Yamato, and she like makes friends with the other imprisoned samurai. Sorry,
Yeah.
I'm like misgendering. Not on purpose. I'm like reading while I'm scrolling through.
Oh, yeah.
Apologies.
Do they call him she at the beginning and then change
No,
it?
it's not that. It's I'm looking at unofficial scans, so I apologize.
Yeah.
I apologize. It doesn't do that in the
Yeah.
official.
Yeah. The just gonna say.
I think we've
Yeah.
talked about like Yamato's pronouns before.
No, we
Yeah.
have. I'm just dumb and not reading the
No,
official
no,
ones.
No. I was just saying for the vibe. Like we don't have to go over that whole spiel again.
Cool character though. Cool character for this
Yeah.
arc. Just a cool like detail about this character. That character at all.
Yeah.
That's the main takeaway from that.
Well, yeah, I just
Appreciate
thought
that.
it was cool that the samurai were like, "You're Odin, so we respect you."
Yeah,
Or-
exactly.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And he also does a good job of actually like not just saying that he's Odin, but like living
Yeah, he's-
up to the name.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was gonna say,
And I think that
he's-
means a lot more.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's cool. To get to the part where I love how they did this, where like Mononosuke turns adult, but he's immediately a dragon when you see him again.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so you don't see his.
Yeah,
actual
you don't
face
see what he
all
looks
around.
like, and I'm like, oh, that's so cool.
Yeah. It's a
Also,
fun
like-
thing.
Luffy getting the meat from Caribou and then like riding a fucking dragon. That's so iconic.
He's like, we
Yeah.
have to go, dude.
Yeah.
We can't wait
Let's
anymore.
go take Wano.
But then Momonosuke has eyes closed while he's flying.
Yeah. Well, at
They
least
just,
he
like,
makes
crash
it up
through the
there.
building. Yeah, it's true. And he bites Kaido. He takes a good old bite out of crime, like Optimus Prime.
It is really great. Yeah, I do really end up liking characters that are very scared but end up doing like the courageous thing anyway. And Momonosuke's that to a T. So ultimately,
So I really did like Mononosuke. I was like really surprised how much
Yeah.
I liked him by the end of it.
yeah, I thought he had a good character arc.
Yeah.
Really? Wow.
Yeah,
I'm
I
in the
like it.
minority then,
Shrug.
because I don't like Momonosuke that much. I don't know. Maybe it's just because I struggle to relate with him.
I don't know. I
Yeah,
can
I think
relate
he's
to
like-
being too scared to do something. I don't know.
That's true.
Yeah, I just
And he has
think it's
trauma.
I think it's cool. Like he has been through a lot in the story. Like so
Mhm.
far, he's been around a lot. So I think like ultimately this part of the story, I was like, this is pretty satisfying. Like seeing him finally do all this cool stuff and like especially the
Yeah.
ending too. I was pretty.
And
shocked
also
by it.
consider like because of the time travel, like it's probably only been like a couple months since he just saw his
Yeah.
dad die.
Yeah, and like he doesn't want to fly because he's scared of heights and because he has like mega trauma because of that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know. To me, it makes sense.
It
Yeah,
makes
it's
sense
like-
to
yeah,
me.
the
It's just
way-
I don't relate. That part
I would do
there.
that in a heartbeat. I don't know why he's so scared.
Yeah, I don't know. I just fly to the sky.
No, I understand the whole drama. I don't know.
No, it's fine.
No, I'm just poking at it. It's fine.
It's badass though. They meet up with Kaido and it's like
Yeah.
dragon versus dragon.
Yeah, who are you? Yeah. Yeah, and he's like, I'm Kozuki Mononosuke. I'll be the Shogun of Wano.
Yep.
Bomb. Yeah. It's good.
What did you think of this moment, Realm?
I liked it. I don't have much of an impression on Mononosuke. I just know, like you guys said, he has been through a lot of shit.
Oh, yeah.
Sometimes I get caught up in like the scale, like how I mentioned last time. I'm just like, damn, Goldie Rogers' journey during his last year felt like so long, but it was also relatively short. And I'm just like, yeah, he's been went through a lot. And it's really been a super long time, and I'm just like, what the heck? How do people just like? I don't know. I think I got caught up in the whole timeline of everything,
Yeah.
but I liked it. I actually thought it was kind of smart that they used like the ripened fruit to like make him.
Mm.
That's cool.
I liked it. Yeah, it was just I don't know why we didn't think of it before. It was kind of like one of those klutzy little details that came back, which was a nice touch.
And again, I like how they reveal it with the dragon first, and you don't get to see him for a while, and it's like you just kind of waiting, like, oh, what's he gonna look like? What's he gonna look like? What's he gonna look like?
Oh yeah, yeah. You're waiting for like another 25 chapters, basically.
I got that spoiled too via the
Ah.
One Piece card
Aw.
game. That's fine.
Oh well.
Yeah.
I actually got. I'll talk about it way later, but I don't know when I'll talk about it. I think in March when I got something spoiled by me because I was looking up a voice actor and I was like, oh, that character appears. Uh-oh. I didn't know.
Oh no!
I have a feeling I know who it is,
Yeah.
but yeah.
Yeah, me too.
I luckily did not have that spoiled. I don't know how I didn't have that spoiled.
And I couldn't be mad at anyone because I was like, oh, it's me being dumb and looking
Might as
things
well
up.
just get caught up so you can't get accidentally spoiled anymore, right?
So wait, are you guys not reading the all the way, or like the next time? I guess we'll talk.
Yeah,
about
next time I think we will because it's only like 50 chapters.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So
okay.
yeah,
Is it?
Um,
Is it only 50?
yeah,
I think so. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Yeah. We
I
haven't
really
caught up.
like.
Oh my
I
God.
really like it. There's a chapter cover around this time where it's like gamer Usopp and gamer Nami.
Yes, I
like-
love that one.
Yeah, it's so funny. It is the most like generic example of like Oda's probably never played a damn video game in his life, and like this is like his perspective for like a perspective of video games where like they're wearing
Yes.
this like high tech gear and they're eating like fast food and there's like Donkey Kong and
He has-
Mario
I know.
and Street Fighter.
He has no time for video games.
Mhm.
Like out of every video game character he might know, at least he knew Morgan from Darkstalkers, that horny motherfucker.
Oh yeah, it was funny. With Robin
He
and
probably knows some
Morgan.
old school games.
I just like nobody knows. Like, I think the only reason anyone knows Darkstalkers anymore is Morgan. So it's like
Yeah, you're right.
It's
it's
true.
so funny. But I do really like Nami wearing like the fucking cat ear headphone things and in a gamer chair. It's
Yeah.
just silly.
It was
Yeah.
really funny.
Where were we?
It's like gibberish
Oh.
English
Oh, yeah,
sentences.
I also liked how the plot point of like the Sulong forms not having the moon because of the clouds, and
Yeah.
then like when they have the Conqueror's Haki like clashing, the heavens split open
Mm-hmm.
and
Oh,
the
yes,
moonlight
yeah.
shines, and then they take out Pedro Spero and fucking Jack. Jack is so fucking useless, man. Why is he even on the crew?
Yeah, he honestly
he
he's
has a
kind of,
huge lose streak now.
yeah,
Like,
he's kind of like in the same boat as like Caribou to me. I'm like, why are you here every time he
Yeah.
shows up? Except
At
I
least it was a
don't.
cooler
Yeah,
design.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
don't
it's
hate
so
looking
weird
at
'cause
him.
Jack is like so intimidating, like on the surface.
Yeah.
It's like, oh my god, this dude's gonna be crazy.
He just
And it's
takes
like
nothing
almost
but like the biggest L's.
yeah, and he takes like the most like actually massive L's to like try to
Like getting like
conquer.
destroyed by like Zunisha and everything.
Also, this I'm sorry, I just like wasn't even paying attention. This manga site I'm reading One Piece. They have this like I'm fucking losing it. The banner is so funny. I'm gonna post it in the like the chat thing. I'm sorry.
By
I
the way,
have to.
join our Discord.
Yeah, join the Discord.
Oh, I
It's
can't- oh,
not
yeah, I
in. I
can't
don't
post
have like
pictures
a. Oh, you can post pictures on the
You can post it in
can
the
post
general
links.
manga.
Yeah, I'll post in the manga.
It's in my about section. The link to the book
Oh
club
my
Discord.
God, what is that face?
That's Ace when he stubs his toe really hard.
It looks like the meme of that one emoji going, "Let's fucking go."
It literally.
It's so stupid. It looks AI made almost.
He does
like
look like let's
the
fucking
background.
go.
It's so strange.
So weird.
I just sorry, I got distracted.
No, you're fine.
I like how Momo did get a clash with Kaido. I know like he didn't like stay for the fight. I kind of wish he did, but I like how at least he got
Yeah, you got to bug
little
him and
clash
stuff.
there.
Oh,
It
I
was
found-
cool.
because
found the
I think that
art.
was important for his arc.
I found the goofy Jinbei Luigi art. There you go.
See, he knows video games.
Yeah.
He knows Jimbario
Jimbario. Yeah.
and Legend of Zorolda.
Yeah.
Wait, who's Brooke supposed to be?
I don't know.
What? What'd you ask?
Who's Brooke supposed to be in this art?
I don't know.
Here, I'll put it up for 1 second. No,
Let's
I
see
can't.
what-
Never mind. Sorry. Go to my Discord.
I don't know about you talking about like Oda doesn't know gamer shit because I am literally seated like Nami is right now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
got the like gamer like little controller out and stuff. I love the like. I still love the English like. He always does his like what is it like? It's not play. Like,
it's
on,
not
like,
play.
his- whatever that means. This
Yeah,
is
it's like,
your
huh?
story.
Huh?
Final Fantasy 14 reference.
Yeah, probably.
I
I don't even know what is like Chopper supposed to be. Like a hippo?
Yeah, he's like
Maybe
a
a
Oh, a
dragon
slime.
monster.
Wait, no, wait. What?
No, he's not a
He
slime
kind
though.
of
He-
looks like a
no.
slime. I think he
I
is
feel like
supposed
it's
to be
on Dragon
like
Questy.
a Dragabo.
Yeah, and then like
Oh, is it he a Platypunk? Is that what it is?
Platypunk, maybe.
is Sanji does
Dragon
Sanji have the Splatoon gun?
Oh my
Like-
god, is he Splatoon? Frank is
He
obviously
has, like-
Donkey Kong.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He looks like he's like in like
I think.
Oh,
metal
is
slug armor or something.
is Brooke also like a character from Darkstalkers?
It's just like Dracula, so I just assumed he was just like supposed to be a Castlevania
Yeah,
Dracula
Castlevania
kind of.
Dracula, maybe.
And then Luffy's obviously Ken,
Yeah.
Yeah.
or just vague Street Fighter character.
He's a Shoto.
Yeah. He's Hadoukening.
He obviously likes Zelda. He like drew the Zelda logo.
He
like,
just
on,
straight up
like-
drew the Zelda logo. Nintendo's like, we'll overlook it this time.
Yeah. One Piece is
Oh,
kind
it
of
doesn't have a
cool.
Triforce on it.
Yeah, you're right. It doesn't.
It's so close to it though. He just got done playing Breath of the Wild. He was like, I gotta put this shit in my manga.
Right. So, Momonosuke needs to make dragon clouds all around the Onigashima Island because it's floating, and it's floating over like the city where all the
Yeah.
peaceful people are living.
Or it's floating towards the city.
It's floating towards the city. Yeah, and he's like, I can't do it, but Yamato tells him that he must, and he's gotta pumps him up, and then
Too bad.
Yamato runs down to the basement. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Basically because Yamato doesn't believe in Momo enough and is like, in case you fail, at least I can get rid of the bombs.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, now I'm at the weird part where Queen becomes a Brachiosnakeus. It's so
Yeah.
weird. I was like, that is not what I was taught in Land Before Time.
Just imagine seeing that in Land Before Time, like the T-Rex like goes after the long necks,
That'd be crazy.
and suddenly they shoot out their head as a snake.
Yeah, I don't know.
Have like a turret cannon. It's so weird. I don't like it. I don't like Queen's like powers. I like his dance.
I'm not crazy about Queen as a general. He's
No.
like funny, but yeah, not. Crazy.
Yeah, he's a little funny.
King is definitely a little cooler.
Yeah, he really likes the Germa.
Yeah, I'm
66 people.
more interested in King's like backstory and stuff.
Yeah, what
Oh,
was
yeah.
with that? What was with that part where King like stretches his face to like
That's
slam
how
into the...
pterosaurs work, don't you know?
Don't you know?
Don't you know that's how they
I'm
used
starting to
hunt?
lose Oda's trust in his research. Here.
This is how dinosaurs work, don't you
Psychosaurus
know?
is
He
Oda,
asked
please.
a paleontologist.
Yeah, he asked a dinosaur himself. Okay, are you gonna doubt the word of a dinosaur?
Yeah.
Actually, he asked his 5-year-old nephew about it, and that's how the nephew said dinosaurs work. So,
That would make sense.
no,
Source
Mhm.
is 5-year-old.
yeah.
Source, just trust me, bro.
Just-
Right?
yeah. Oh yeah.
I feel like he just had like some dinosaur desk toys and just like played around with them and was like, "What if this?"
Yeah. Kinemon, his lower half shows up, and then Usopp is like, "Oh my God, you're still stuck in there? We have to go save you."
Yeah.
So they do, and Kanjuro is being a butt and makes his like last hurrah.
Yeah.
Makes like this big fire thing.
It's like last resort kind of.
Yeah, his last resort fire thing that's trying to destroy the entire building. Michael,
yeah.
what are you doing?
I forgot when. That was like weird to see too. When Zoro's fighting King, you get like a slightly more backstory with Zoro.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I feel like this was also something that probably got cut because you're like, wait a second, what?
Yeah, he like mentions that he got the sword or whatever from somebody in his village.
Yeah.
But like it's like 2 seconds where they're just like, yeah, here. Like this is
But,
like, you know.
You realize that like Shimotsuki village, which is where he's from, like that name is also from Wano.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So like the people there were originally from Wano somehow.
Yeah, I
He's
wonder.
somehow like a descendant of Ryuma, which is like not the biggest reveal because they literally look alike. but-
Yeah, they do.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I thought that was funny. Somebody in the SBS asked, like, "Hey, is that like Zoro's dad?" And he's like, "No."
No.
No, it's his like uncle or something.
Yeah, totally. I think overall I like Sanji's fight. I like that he's struggling. Like, does he want to like use the powers that his family gave him, or is he
Mhm.
human enough? Does he consider himself human enough by not using them? Even will he be okay?
And also like, what does the crew need him to be?
Yeah,
Like,
what
is
does
he
the
willing
crew-
to sacrifice that for Luffy?
Yeah.
Yeah, he does say like the gayest thing ever to Zoro before they start their fights.
Yeah, he's like, "I'm gonna
Oh
suck
yeah,
your
he
dick after
calls his
this."
boyfriend.
Yeah, he's like, oh, if I'm not
Boyfriend.
myself, you've got to take me out, man.
Oh yeah, classic like anime, like yeah.
Yeah, you got to be the one to do it.
Yeah, no one else. Like it's gotta be, yeah.
I mean, if that's not a confession, I don't know what is, right? The only thing
He
stronger
he
than
might as well have been
romance is
saying like,
shonen
"Please make
rivalry.
out with me."
Yeah. Yeah, after
I'm
this.
not myself. Kiss me one last
Yeah.
time.
When we're all done with this, let's go make out.
Yeah.
But yeah, he ultimately he destroys the canister thingy, his magical girl
Yeah.
canister.
I'm just kind of sad because I kind of wanted like Frankie to upgrade it and like make it. A new
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah. But I think he already like says like while he's thinking through his like what he should do, like he already has a lot of the upgrades anyway.
Yeah.
So he's like, I don't need it. I can do it by
Mhm.
myself, which is kind of cool.
Yeah, and he like
Yeah.
moves so fast that you can't see him anyway.
Yeah, he's super fast. Man, he has all the traits and characters I like. Why are you like this, Sanji?
Almost.
Oh, we
Almost
totally
there.
skipped like Law and Kid are fighting Big Mom.
yeah, and
Yeah.
Law's trying to like use like an anesthesia
Ah.
on her.
But like this was so cool. They like show their like awakened abilities,
Yeah,
Oh yes, yeah.
which is so awesome.
yeah, I did think it was cool. I'm glad that they let Law fight because I felt like he kept just getting princess captured.
That's true. That's
I feel like
true.
Oda had a tough time figuring out how to make Law fight because, like, I don't know. It was just like, well, his power is very like not situational, but very like setup kind of stuff. Like it's
Yeah.
setup thing happens power. So it's like,
Yeah.
how do you make someone fight for that? But in the anime, it looks really cool when Law's fighting.
Yeah, I believe that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Law has some really good like sound effects in the anime too. I don't like a lot of the sound effects that they do in the anime, but his are good. This episode in the anime was also super good. Of like, oh, not this part, but kid coming out with the gigantic like fucking rail gun.
Oh
That
yeah.
was so good.
Oh yes. It's very. I really liked it too. Yeah, I think So ultimately, Sanji defeats Queen.
Yeah, Queen goes like invisible and brutalizes one of the girls.
Yeah, and that's like
And then
not good.
tricks Sanji like off page into thinking that Sanji did it.
Yeah.
Which is like, okay, but Sanji, don't you remember that you didn't do it? I guess he wasn't sure if he was like human or not at that point.
Yeah, he's like,
Yeah.
what, am I a monster?
He's like, wait, no, you just can turn invisible and do all of like the Germa powers.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh
And he,
yeah.
kicks King to the curb.
Yeah, he does. And then,
This scene is-
like, the very next chapter is, like, Zoro versus King. Because they've been fighting this whole time. He has, like, his, like, he did the mask thing. Like you said.
Oh yeah. Reveal.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and oh no, he's hot.
Oh no, he's hot.
Yeah, he is hot.
And he's from the moon? Question mark? He's a
Yeah.
Lunarian at least, right?
Yeah,
I don't know if
It's
that
interesting
means
because
moon.
they allude to it in chapter covers.
that's
Yeah.
true. They allude to it in Enel's story where he sees
Yeah.
like people with wings,
Yeah,
He goes to the moon.
and like Skypians have wings too. But
that's
I don't
true.
know.
Crazy. You know, I was watching something about One Piece video games, and there's a game where you, it's like all the enemies come back, like all the antagonists actually come back, and when
Oh.
Enel comes back, he has a bunch of the Lunarian like soldiers with him. Like they actually considered the chapter covers in that game.
Or not the Lunarian soldiers, but like the
Oh, the little-
moon
yeah,
robot guys.
the little
right?
moon, yeah, the little moon
Yeah.
robot. Sorry,
Oh,
sorry,
the
yeah, the
guys-
guys
okay,
on the
okay,
moon.
okay.
Yeah,
It's canon. Enel has a
canon.
space moon army of little guys.
it's like really
I
funny
know.
that they even like reference that in that video game. Like
That
I
is
just wouldn't
pretty
expect
crazy.
that. Yeah.
Yeah. It is.
Yeah, Luffy fight. There's a lot of chapters of Luffy fighting Kaido at this part.
Yeah.
There sure are, because after Zoro deals the final blow onto King, it's pretty much goes straight into.
Oh my god. Yeah, I don't know how much I'm gonna skip around, but there's one part that confused the hell out of me during this fight,
Yeah.
where it's like, they have like a like they're talking about how like, what's it called? They're kind of like they've messed up like Big Mom or whatever, and Kaido has like a flashback to when I guess he met Big Mom. And I'm like, why does she look like that?
'Cause she's
That's been
younger.
revealed before though, when she
Yeah.
was younger. Yeah.
Yeah, oh yeah, but I still don't really fully get it.
Because I don't know.
Well, okay, she was a fat little kid, or fat big kid. She was never little.
Yeah,
She had a glow up,
Yep.
and then
And
she
I
let
went
herself go. Okay.
that's it. That's
And became a gumdrop again.
That's
She
the
just let herself
story.
go. I think the
So
story of like Big
stupid.
Mom and Kaido is that they are really like jaded old generation pirates who like never really let go of their ways.
it just made me think like whenever you saw that, I was like, did they forget that like kid Big Mom was like also chubby and big, like, or did they just like did he just forget that? Or so,
know.
I
like,
mean, there's like people in real life that are chubby as kids, grow up tall, and then get chubby later in life.
that's
Maybe
true.
her metabolism just like
Yeah.
paused during
Maybe.
puberty.
She eats too
This
much
is
cake.
a lot of coping because she's hot. Toto.
No. I'm not coping. You're coping. I'm not attracted to Big Mom.
No.
She is scary.
She's too scary. Yeah.
She's too
But yeah,
scary.
no, it's funny. I remember just kept like, I'm like, is that are they supposed to like? Am I supposed to believe that's Big Mom? Like,
Right.
But yeah.
Before we get into the big ol' Luffy fight, I do like that Zara has this cool line like, "If this is what it takes, I'll become the king of hell."
Oh yeah.
It's just
And he
cool.
realizes that like Enma is sucking the hockey, and it's
Yeah.
not that he needs to like control it. He just needs to put out more hockey.
Yeah.
It's just like I need to like go all out.
Yeah, I need to go further.
Yeah.
Plus ultra.
And then there's a whole
That's
line.
ultra.
There's a whole flashback of like the meaning of a cursed sword. It's like, no, the sword's not cursed. You just have to be good. You have to just get good.
Yeah, you just gotta get good, bro. Yeah. Yeah. And then I do like it when Kid and Law do eventually defeat Big Mom. They like work
That's
together, and I just think that's nice to see.
Yeah. I like how like Law's power, he uses like the silent room, which is like a callback to Corazon.
Yeah.
And Big Mom like kind of gets fucked. She's just like falls down, grabs a bomb on her way down, and blows up.
Yeah, she does. She just blows up. It's like,
Yeah.
whoa.
And I like her line though. She was like, this is all your fault, Roger. You didn't say anything. Like none of these young upstarts would have come after us.
Oh yeah, if it wasn't for you, all these meddling kids
No.
wouldn't be here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it wasn't for you and you meddling kids.
And I was
Yep.
thinking about this, but like, there's kind of this transition period because Whitebeard and Big Mom and Kaido were all part of like the Rocks crew, right?
Right. Yeah, they were.
So you had 3 of the 4 emperors be like Rocks crew people, and now there's 3 emperors and Shanks, Luffy, and Buggy, and they're all like Rogers. Well, like Luffy was never on his crew,
Yeah.
but like like
Yeah.
Roger, he was trained by like Rayleigh and stuff. So like now they're like carrying on the
They
legacy
all
of
have
Roger.
connections.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is like
Yeah.
interesting transition period I was thinking about.
Yeah, it's like the
doing,
generational.
the Rocks to the
thing.
To the Roger pirates.
Yeah. It is interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So literally, I think this literally does just go into like them fighting a ton. So they're fighting. Kaido and Luffy are fighting. They fight a lot. They punch a lot. They start. They cut to the supreme leaders of the world government, and they like mention the legendary fruit and how they like
Yes.
gave it a certain name because they were hiding its true nature from the annals of history.
Why would you say annals of history like that? Why?
Because I'm sorry.
Well, there's one way to be the butt of the joke.
Yeah. At this time too, while they're like beating each other up, Jinbei and Raizo use the water to put out the fire,
Oh yeah, we mentioned
which
that
is
earlier.
good.
Yeah, this is what
Good for them.
Good for them. I'm glad they.
Oh,
saved
did you
it.
not? Did you not like flirty drunk Kaido?
I was like, what are you doing?
He's just like drunk and like constantly bipolar, and he has like a little flirty wink.
Yeah. He's
Yeah,
constantly
I always
changing
like
words.
when I think I mentioned this immediately when like the first introduction to Kaido was like him kind of drunk and silly. I'm like, I like that they can do that with their villains in One Piece. Like
Yeah.
they can be a little silly. Like Enel was like all badass, but then when
Mhm.
like Luffy showed up, he was like all kind of like lost his cool, kind of. Like
Yeah.
it's always fun.
Oh, and Kaido, like this is what I was talking about before, but like Kaido learns how to like see the future and do like Snake Man basically
Yeah.
during this, which is like that's cool. That like they're learning powers. Same with
Yeah.
like Big Mom and her like laser beam, and also her like using her souls to heal her bones. Like
Right.
these are
Yeah,
all-
it's true. That's like
interesting
crazy that she can do
applications.
that. But yeah.
Yeah, I think like for Kaido, his power isn't really his fruit because he thinks that like hockey is super important.
Right.
So it's all about his like super powerful hockey and whatever.
Right. That's true. I think. Okay, so yeah. We see Big Mom get taken out. We see, unfortunately, Izo.
Oh, Orochi gets taken out too.
Yeah, because Hiyori is there.
Yeah, I'm just like so sick of like Orochi being around.
Yeah. It's like,
I was
ugh,
hoping
do
to
we
see
have
his
to
dead
cut to
corpse.
him?
I like that Hiyori like gets kind of like everyone basically got a chance to like shit on Orochi, and Hiyori's like the last one to finish him off.
Oh yeah.
Right.
Feels pretty poetic.
Right,
Yeah.
it did. It did. I'm glad that she got her moment. But
I just felt like it felt really dragged out. It was like, oh my god, he's still around.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, he's
Yeah.
supposed to die like 6 different times. I'm like, please.
Yeah.
Bruh. Yeah.
But yeah, I guess in the midst of Luffy and Kaido fighting, Kaido gets a hit on Luffy because of one of the Cypher Pole guys, right?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
he like
Next.
messes him up.
The
Yeah.
Cypher Pole guy like basically grabs his arm and
Mm-hmm.
like holds him back.
Yep, and then like gets all and like, Kaido's kind of mad about it. I do like there's like a really cool theming because at that moment it like cuts to like the whole part with like how what's his face got like Odin got tricked. That's how he lost too.
Yeah.
And there's like this big theming of like honor and like going out with honor and fighting with honor and stuff, which is a very Japanese thing. So it's like makes a lot of sense that
Right.
it would fit into
Totally.
this arc.
But also, like, I think with Kaido, because he mentions the first time, or not the first time, the second time he beats Luffy, he says, like, oh, so you couldn't beat Joy Boy either. So
Oh,
yeah.
I feel like what Kaido had realized was, like, he has become as strong as possible, but he's still not strong enough to, like, take back the world from the world government.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So his whole plan here with like Wano of making it a huge military nation was to like finally go to war with the world government and try at least. But I think he didn't think that he would succeed. He was still waiting on someone to be stronger than him that would actually do it. And then when Luffy shows back up, he's like, oh, maybe you're the one.
Yeah,
It's like,
maybe you're the one that
no,
could
you're
defeat
not
me.
the one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because he tells King later you see the flashback of him telling King, like, I know who Joy Boy is. He is the one who will defeat me.
Yeah.
He's wrong.
Oh yeah, and Zoe shows up too.
Oh yeah,
Sounds like-
Zenitsu.
Yeah,
Oh.
Zoe shows up. Yeah. And they're like,
Zenitsu,
why is he
yeah.
here? Yeah.
And it was really interesting because people were theorizing when people were talking about like the five elders talking about the fruit that it was like Zunisha. They didn't realize that they were talking about Luffy.
Oh yeah,
This-
yeah.
That this happened in the same chapter, and people weren't really clear
Oh
on it.
yeah.
They were making random predictions that turned out to be wrong.
Well, it happens.
Love
And
to
even
see
to
it.
like this point, there were still people theorizing online that the raid would fail, and then like Onigashima would crash in the capital, and then we had to have a whole other fight.
Oh gosh, that'd be quite
People
terrible.
like really dug their toes into their like theories.
Hmm.
Yeah, Kaido pretty much is like, Luffy's dead, and then he's laying there, and then they're like, Joy Boy has returned.
Yeah, Joy
Oh,
Boy's
yeah.
returned. Like they hear the
Oh, and there were
voices.
so many theories of like what this meant. It's like, oh, actually, he has like these sap or like resin fruits because that's what is like the precursor to like to rubber
Yeah.
Oh, that'd be interesting. I never thought about that.
and blah blah blah. And they were like, oh, and he's Brazilian and like rubber trees grow in Brazil and all this blah 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 blah. blah.
Pretty
So many theories.
pretty cool that like, oh man, it's probably like what a great end to this chapter where like he's like Joy Boy has returned. You see Luffy with a smile.
Yeah.
Then he says like the like Nika
Yeah, he
sound.
said Nika.
Yeah,
And it
so
was
it's
teased
like,
earlier about Nika.
Yeah.
yeah,
And of course, like this fruit, like why would it have to be like anything that's from reality? He can, like Oda can make up his own gods.
He totally
Yep.
can. And yeah, I do like it too. It's like I can hear the drums of liberation, and
Mhm.
Luffy only cares about everyone being free, so it's cool. It's neat.
yeah, it's pretty perfect.
Yeah,
I was
pretty
like-
perfect for him.
I was pretty blown away at this reveal. Like I was pretty much like, oh my god, it makes so much sense. I'm like it makes too much sense. Like, and what a great like writing perspective to be like, this is why Luffy always wins. Because like, he has like fate god on his
You can
side.
kind of
Like,
like bend the world to him.
well, because there was there are a few moments I remember in this manga where like a few characters make a comment about like Luffy does something and they're like, "What the? How the fuck did you do that? That doesn't make any sense. Like, what the hell?" Like,
Yeah.
even when like Gear 2 was happening, like they like there was a comment where he's like, "That's ridiculous. Like, that doesn't make any fucking sense."
Yeah.
Like, and it's like Luffy tells you it, but it's like, yeah, I guess in retrospect, it really doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, and
but
then
you kind
Kaido
of just
says it too, like in Gear 4, it's like, this is not how rubber works. Like your Gear 4, like Snake Man part, that's not how rubber does.
Yeah,
You
and
know?
so it's kind of like,
Works.
and you just kind of own it as like, yeah, badass. It's how he makes it work. He like that's cool, like anime.
Yeah.
And then it's like, oh, there's
It
a
is how
reason
he makes
for
it
it.
work,
Like
though.
that is
Yeah.
actually there's a reason for that. That is really cool.
Since he's
Yeah, I'm
only
very
limited.
curious
Yeah,
on
fine.
when Oda wrote that. Like when Oda was like, I'm gonna make Luffy this big thing. Like I wonder at what point in the story did he figure that out?
Yeah.
I think he said he always wanted Luffy to be kind of like a Looney Tunes character.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Like one of those like rubber hose.
He kind of
Makes a lot of
already
sense.
was, but yeah.
Yeah. But I think this is like the culmination of it, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think that fits so well. I also like how it's not like the strongest or like the most badass or like secret dark power.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, oh my gosh,
You
people
say
were
it.
like also theorizing Gear 5 and they're like, Gear 5 he'll like be completely covered in hockey
No.
and he'll be like super angry,
Oh,
like
that's
dark
awesome.
and stuff.
I
Right.
love that. That like people are probably like, "What the fuck is this?" But it's like that is no.
I
I think they
know.
say
that
it.
he's super bright.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think they say it where it's like they say like it's the most ridiculous power. Like he has the most
Exactly.
absurd power. That is so
Exactly.
cool. Like that is
Yeah.
such a great idea. What a good mix up for like anime and manga. Like in terms of like you don't get characters like this often.
Yeah, you just get the silly power. You get the
Yeah.
silliest power ever.
It's also really cool. His introduction, like Gear 5's introduction, when like his big ass hand grabs Kaido and pulls him up. It's like, what the fuck?
Oh my god, and then the like eyes popping out, like everyone's
Yeah.
eyes pop out of their heads.
Yeah, it's so
Cartoony,
good. Everyone also gets extra cartoony when they're around him. Where they
Yeah,
What do you
yeah,
think,
everyone
Rome?
else.
Any thoughts?
I really liked it. This was obviously the part that got spoiled the most for me.
Right, it was
Um,
impossible to avoid.
Yeah, you could not avoid the visual of Gear 5.
Literally,
Yeah.
like when Toto and I were at Anime NYC, like
That's
every
right.
other booth was this or that, and I was just like, been
Yeah.
literally looking at this for like 2 years now. Literally, the
I
first
know.
thing that came in, first thing in Artist Alley was the giant him of him jumping. I'm just like,
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't know any
Oh,
content.
man.
I'm really glad. So the thing I got spoiled. This is the exact words I heard. Are you ready for this? This is why I was so mad. I heard this from the other some girl was just shouting this to somebody saying, "So yeah, turns out the devil fruit isn't the gum gum fruit. It's the Nika Nika fruit, and he's actually Joy Boy."
Bitch, shut up.
Shut up!
I was like,
the fuck?
That's
That is
so much. That's like straight up spoilers.
it's like you could not ruin this series faster. Like it's impressive. Like how
Wow.
fast. So I
I
was
got
like,
confused by the whole like it's the human fruit, but then I was like, oh, it's the human fruit mythical.
yeah, it's
version.
like yeah,
Yeah.
because I guess that's how they describe that.
Yeah, I was
But
like,
man,
what
what
do you
a
mean? What is Chopper just chop
Yeah.
liver now?
you know, I thought about
I
that
still
for a
feel
lot.
like Chopper's secretly a Yeti, like fruit or
Yeah,
something.
yeah,
He's not
yeah.
a normal human.
I thought that for a long time that there was going to be a reveal at one point that Luffy is a Logia type or something,
Mm-hmm.
and he's like literally rubber or something like that. Like I don't even know.
Yeah,
I
me
thought they were going to
too.
do
I thought they
something
were
like
gonna do
that.
something
But then
like that.
the idea that he's like a zone type is so fucking cool. Like that is like
Yeah.
such a genius idea.
It also
Ugh.
makes sense, like his like transformation powers, you know, like
Yeah,
how he
like-
transforms the Gear 4. That's like his half and
yeah,
half
yeah,
form, you know?
yeah. It's like it's a cool thing. You just kind of forget because you just sort of like it just own it up to like, oh, it's
Yeah.
anime transformations, haha. Like that makes sense. It's like wow, it just all makes so much sense. Like
Yeah,
again, I'm
like-
just like really curious at what
Because
point in
kind
the
of calls
story.
it out too. He's like, wait a second, only Zoan fruits normally like transform their bodies. What are you even doing, man?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
Yeah, there's I'm just so curious on what point did Oda write this idea that's like, oh, we're gonna make Luffy like this Nika whatever, and like when he was writing it out, being like, wow, this is gonna make so much sense. Like this is gonna be perfect. Like
Mhm.
it's like that's so cool. But yeah, this scene in the anime I also had spoiled. Unfortunately,
so good.
I just kept seeing it go around. But it is really cool in the
Yeah.
anime.
I was hoping that while the design got spoiled for you guys, I had hoped that like the cartoony like nature of all of his powers didn't get spoiled.
That I got that, yeah, because so many people were drawing art of like him with his eyes bulged out and stuff. So I just assumed, I was like, oh, is that like what he looks like? Like, is that what he's gonna do? He's gonna be all cartoony. I had a feeling that was gonna happen. I had no context until I got it spoiled by that person. I had no context of what it was. Like, I didn't know anything about what it meant or like what it represented. So like, there were a few moments where like before this all happened, you see like a visual of Nika, and I was like, oh, that's Gear 5 Luffy. I'm like, huh. Like,
Yeah.
like, I wonder what that means. But, you know, it's fine. Like, it's hard. That's like another one of those things that's kind of a bummer. Because it would have been really cool to be completely in the dark about this kind of stuff. It's not like a Super Saiyan power-up. There's a little bit more to it than that.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
It was funny.
and I think people treat it like that. And
Yeah,
it's
they
just a
totally
shame.
do. I was kind of
Right.
yeah.
And people who like don't watch One Piece are like, this is stupid. Blah, blah, blah. He doesn't even look badass at all. It's like that's not the point.
Grab you by the
don't
neck.
get
Like,
it.
you don't get it.
Yeah.
You're missing the point entirely.
Listen, you can't I'm such like a like you don't get it. There's thousands of chapters you you can't pretend like this isn't a big
get
deal. Like
Yeah, I really liked it. I like that his like art style, not art style, but kind of like his art style changes, and he's just like extra silly and
yeah.
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 I like how laughy he is.
He's so
like he's
giggly,
just
yeah.
constantly laughing. Yeah, it's really cool.
Yeah.
It's so good in the anime. It feels so fluid. Like he's literally just like messing around. All
Yeah,
the
I
time.
He uses
love,
Kaido as jump rope.
Such
yeah.
yeah,
He
this
shoots
that
his
scene,
hands through his eyeballs. Like what the hell?
that scene, this like little page in the manga is fucking genius. Where like he gets like eaten by Kaido, and then you have this awesome shot of Kaido like in like a zigzag formation.
Oh yeah, I'm
and you
looking
can
at that one right
completely see like you can totally like without animation you can tell like Luffy's just boom 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 like going between his body. It's like that's so cool.
Yeah,
Like
it's really good.
Oh,
Yeah.
and there's a joke where he like turns balloon inside of him, and then like
yeah.
Momo and Yamato are looking at it. It's like, is this a new form
Yeah.
of Kaido?
Of Kaido? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is good.
Yeah, I
think.
turn like Luffy can
yeah.
turn really big and like
Oh yeah,
stomp
it's
on it.
not
It's
just
so
his hand
cool.
anymore. It's not just Gear 3. His whole body turns big.
He just doesn't matter. It just defies logic. It's awesome.
Yeah, he does.
He gets blasted, and all that happens is he like turns all ashen, like in the cartoons, and he like
Yeah.
you
Oh,
can
yeah.
hear the sound effects of like.
I do love
Yeah.
that he just gets like Tom and Jerry powers. It's like amazing.
Yeah, I love when he gets hit by the big like mallet. It like forms into his face, like his
Yeah.
tongue is like the spike coming out of it. It's just so much fun too. As I'm sure, it's just such like a cool like. I'm sure Oda's like, this is awesome. Like this is so
Yeah.
fun to draw. Like I can just do whatever the fuck I want. It's like
Yeah.
it's
yeah,
cool. It's like a
yeah.
it's so smart. It's like it's cool too to be like the guy's power is he's a cartoon character. Like he's literally a manga character. Like
Yeah.
that is
In a
so like
manga.
In a
that's like
manga, yeah.
such a like a clever meta thing to do, and it like
Yeah.
actually doesn't feel cheap or stupid. Like it feels really cool. It's like that's
But at the
so
same time,
good.
it feels that way, and it also feels like he's breaking the rules of his own universe, of like how the
so-
physics of his universe works,
Yeah.
which is
But
really
he,
hard
like,
to do.
He has like
to
the
like have that balance.
he's only limited by his own imagination, so he's fine. He can do whatever he
Yeah.
wants.
It's such a cool idea. It's like what a cool. It's such a unique and interesting way
I'm
to
gonna
do
cry.
a power
It's
up.
so beautiful. It's so good.
Yeah, it is really cool.
It
It's
is
like,
very
and I
cool.
think I'm like, I mean, I can't say for sure, but like, I'm pretty sure this is like peak Luffy form. Like, I don't think he's gonna get like
Yeah,
bigger
that's
than
true.
this. So like, I think this is pretty cool for like
'Cause he,
the ultimate
like even
culmination.
in like Gear 5, he shows like different shapes and forms, like, but like he doesn't
Yeah,
call
yeah,
them
yeah.
different stuff. It's just
Right.
he's completely free now.
Right.
Yeah, it's cool.
It might even seem silly to say, but it feels like when I look at Luffy in this form, it feels like Oda had really fun drawing it.
Yeah.
There's
Yeah.
joy in it.
Yeah, I would hope. Yeah, that would be so.
There's joy in this.
I could
boy.
tell Oda. I could tell Oda is like
That's what I was getting.
he's such an artist that like I could imagine him like making sure he had fun drawing it. Like
Yeah.
that's like a part of the design philosophy is like it has to be the loosest thing I draw. It has to be the thing I just let my brain just like, go. And it's like, that is really cool. Like, I don't doubt that he does stuff like that, just because it really does add to a series like this when like the art comes out,
Yeah.
And this is like, I mean, this series in general is just like the coolest passion art project I've ever seen in my life. Passion driven, like just everything Oda loves in this series. Like the fact that he saved all these cool, crazy reveals and stuff for like the Japanese inspired historical area is like not a coincidence. I'm sure this was like the most excited he was to like make a story about like Japanese history, because he's obviously a huge history buff.
Yeah.
So like it was probably really cool. He probably like saved it on purpose, and it's like, that's awesome. Like that makes it so much better. Like
Yeah, I agree with that.
very cool.
Yeah.
Let's see what
Luffy riding lightning and like being able to grab lightning.
Yeah, he
and
grabs
everything.
throwing it back at him.
He's
Yeah.
like a literal god.
Yeah, I love him. I love it when he just grabs Kaido. It's like, whoa.
But
Yeah,
also props
that-
to Kaido. Like Kaido makes use of his like bouncy nature. To,
Yeah,
like,
he does.
Yeah,
bounce
that
him back
part-
and stuff. Like Kaido is
that
a
part
really
in
good
the,
fighter.
That part in the anime is perfect when he like
Oh,
the
yeah.
shot of just seeing his fist come through the ceiling and grab him. It like it's
Oh,
they
so
did it. They did it
good.
perfectly. It's really
Yeah.
cool. I heard a lot of
Reminded me
people.
of a big cat.
I
Oh,
also
yeah.
really like
Big
a lot of
cat.
people were complaining about the sound effects in that scene, because they
No,
use a
it's
lot
so
of.
good.
It's so
the canned
perfect.
sound effects from old cartoons.
Yeah, and
so
it's like
good.
they repeat them really fast, and it's really uncanny and weird. But it's like, yeah, like,
Yeah, that's how
like,
they
are we
were in
are
old
we I'm watching the
cartoons,
same
like-
thing right now. Like it's it's Gear
That's
5
how
movie.
it's
Of course
supposed
it
to be.
is.
I
Like,
know.
That's the
like
intention.
it's supposed to be fucking ridiculous.
Yeah, I think it's great.
Yeah, it's cool that that's just like the permeating word every time with this is just like, it's ridiculous, it's crazy, it's obnoxious, but that's exactly what it's supposed to be.
I liked the small little touches as like Kaido's like gradually getting more and more defeated. Like all the citizens are like lifting up their lanterns, and they all say things like, "Please make Orochi disappear. Please free
I
us
know.
from
Oh,
this hell."
yeah.
I think that was important because otherwise, like with all these fights, we kind of forget the like emotional
absolutely.
like reason why the fight happened.
Yeah, that was that with those lanterns. There's one extra scene, I think it happens in a chapter or two from now, where it's like I was like, oh my god.
Yeah, and then I
Oh,
think you have
yeah,
like Orochi
yeah.
finally dying right before too. So it's like Orochi dies and like Kaido's taken out. So it's like all the people plaguing Wano.
Yeah, they all
Yeah.
die like very like one after another.
No.
And they give
Yeah,
us, like,
again-
a brief Kaido background, but I kind of didn't care that much. I was like,
I
please
feel
die,
like Kaido will come back at some point.
Yeah.
A flashback, or I don't know if he's dead or alive, but like,
That's true. He's probably not dead.
I feel like
honestly,
there's
but-
more to him.
Right.
Yeah, I'm not. Yeah, I don't know what they're gonna do with it.
I feel like there's some sort of connection between like the Onis, like because him and like most of the Toby rope have horns,
Right.
and something with like the ancient giants, like Oris,
That's
because
true.
they also had horns.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I did
don't
think
know.
that scene with is that Otama, or no wait, is that her name? The smiley one?
Oh, Toko.
Toko,
Toko.
yeah.
Oh yeah, Toko. Yeah, where she's writing the thing for her dad, and she's like,
Mhm.
oh, like I want to see you again, and he was saying like he was like the guy was talking about her dad and everything, and she's like, oh okay, like if that's the case, like I'll change my message. And it's just like she crossed out, I want to see you again, just says like thank you, Dad.
Thank
And
you,
I'm
yeah.
like,
Yeah.
and it's like, oh man, that's such a good culmination to the themes of this,
Yeah.
of being like honoring, having honor for those people, and just like
Mhm.
that's so cool. And like he was crying, and I was like, oh, that's so perfect. I'm like, damn.
And I think there was a little flashback where you see like Otoko was adopted by Yasue.
Yes, yeah.
And Yasue like also eats a small fruit after she accidentally ate one.
Right.
Be like, oh, it's okay. We'll just be like cursed together.
Yeah, we'll just be cursed. Yeah.
Very cute.
And yeah.
And then
yeah.
here comes a giant fist.
And he goes a giant fist. And yeah, Kaido asks Luffy what kind of world he wants to make, and he says, a world where my friends can eat as much as they like.
Yeah. So I was
Yeah.
very confused at that scene.
Oh, really?
Because I thought that was like the dream that you get alluded to that Luffy mentions and like Roger mentioned or whatever, and I was like, wait, that was it?
Oh,
Because it was worded like that in the like translation I read.
Mhm.
He was like what is your dream? And Luffy's like, my dream is to make sure everyone could have food. And I'm like, oh, that's it. I'm like, that's the
Why,
thing
yeah,
that
I
they were
think it's,
trying
like,
to
the
like wait
immediate dream.
to mention, and then it wasn't apparently. So I was like, oh, okay, I guess.
And we still don't know what Luffy actually wants.
Yeah,
Like,
which is the coolest thing in the world.
which
And
is
I'm
so
like,
cool. It's like
yeah,
crazy
oh.
that the whole world, like the whole series. Oh, I'm sorry, Rodrigo Galdiano is coming in. I don't know anything about it, but hello.
Hello.
Um,
This is big spoiler.
heavy
territory.
spoilers. Yeah, heavy spoilers territory. So cover your ears.
If you do want to get into
yeah.
it.
But no, the whole series, like
welcome.
Luffy has been saying, "I want to be the Pirate King. I want to be the Pirate King."
But that's like definitely not what
The
his
end
dream
goal,
is.
right? That's just like one step, and
It's
it's
like
like
funny-
actual goes so much deeper
Yeah.
or something.
It's funny because before that shot where like, you know, with Gold Roger and everything,
Mhm.
where like, you know, they have that shot where it's like lines up like Gold Roger said what Luffy said, like they said the same thing.
Yeah.
Before that happened, I thought they were just like kind of doing a cheeky little like when Luffy's like, I wanna, and then it like cuts. I'm like, well, you know the rest. Haha,
Yeah,
like you
be
know
the
what he
Pirate
said.
King. No.
But it's like that's not what he said.
Yeah,
Like
being
he said
the
something
Pirate King
else.
and finding the One Piece isn't even the most important thing to Luffy. There's something even more important, and apparently it's also like enough to make you cry, but enough to make you laugh because it's so silly and childish. But
Yeah, it's
we don't know
very.
what it
I'm
is.
so. It's like one of the coolest mysteries. Is that?
Yeah, which is crazy. The whole series about is like, oh, what is the secret of the One Piece? And it's like that's not even the important part.
Right.
Yeah, I don't give a shit. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah.
I want to know. There's
No,
so
I
many
wanna
good
know.
mysteries.
I
Oh,
do
it's
wanna
so
know.
cool. It's so
Yeah.
fun.
It
The
is.
depth of the series is just so good.
But yeah, Mononosuke is also human. He comes out. It's like,
Oh yeah,
Wano.
he successfully lands the island.
Yeah, he does it. He tells you
I
he's
don't
not
like the
going
way
to-
it's showed in the manga, actually,
really?
of him moving the island because it looks so like whoop, like it looks like
Yeah, it
just
doesn't look
zooped
like
over a little
anything.
bit.
Yeah.
I get it.
The
Yeah.
anime does that seem pretty well though.
Yeah. He decides not to open up the borders yet of
Yeah.
Wano.
And he did get a chance to read all of Odin's journals,
He
so
did.
he must know something.
Yeah, he does. Apparently, he knows something. Yeah.
Okay, what do you think about Kaido and Big Mom? Are they dead or alive? I have no idea, so this is not spoilers.
Yeah, I don't
So,
know. They have
They
like
follow the
they
lava.
have like they have a pretty clear shot of them like disintegrating.
Right.
But like, there's a few choice words by some characters that I'm like, are they like? You know what I think? I think Oda doesn't know, but he's leaving his options open. So
Maybe.
like, if it's like if they
Maybe.
do come back, he can be like, oh, come on. I mean, like I alluded
feel
to
like-
it, and if he
like
doesn't
Big
come back, be like,
Mom's-
look, they disintegrated. Of course, they're not gonna come back.
They should know, right? Because Big Mom's kids definitely have like Vivre cards for her, right?
Yeah, but they aren't showing
Yeah.
it, obviously. So
Yeah.
like, I just think, in terms of a story, like I don't know if it's gonna happen, but in terms of a story writing perspective, like Oda's perspective, I think he's just leaving his options open, like
Yeah, that's true.
just in case. Like maybe they'll stay dead by the end of the
Yeah.
series, but if he has a chance to read to like cleverly step them back in the series, like maybe they will. But I don't know.
Well, like we also see like if maybe they'll come out when Wano's borders opens because we do get like the cross section of like what Wano looks like.
yeah.
If the walls come down, maybe they'll come back out.
Yeah, that's
too.
what
Yeah.
I was gonna say. I was like, maybe they're just stuck, and when the walls go down, they'll be able to get out again.
You know.
Well,
I don't
they-
know. That's true. Then maybe
I feel
they'll
like
die.
we're gonna
but-
get a. I want to see like another backstory of like what the Oni people are, even.
Yeah, that's true. I don't know.
Mhm.
I
I
thought
feel
we
like we're
were
gonna get like a
getting
really bad, sad backstory for like Ulti and Pepe and why she wants to be a fancy lady, even though she's like a ruffian.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. I will say my like impression of Wano was that it was all about the Oni people, but it's not at all.
Yeah.
So I was like, we got like no.
It's crazy. Like
no
we
backstory.
tied up so many like plot threads from before because this is like the culmination of the plot threads we started on Pug Hazard. It's also beginning a lot of other plot threads that we could explore later.
It sure is.
Oh man, yeah. I've got this stupid scene where like Mononosuke still tries to be all touchy-feely with Nami. It's like,
I know, and she's like,
Why?
no.
I just wish that whole joke from the very start was just like not a thing. Like
yeah,
I
know.
feel like I would like Momo more if he wasn't like touchy feely with the girls.
it's very
I
anime
And like
tropey thing.
there was no build up and there was no payoff to that. Like the payoff to that joke was, oh, she doesn't like it now that he's like looks like an adult, but he's still a kid on the inside.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
Oda can't help but be like, after a long fight scene, he has to be horny. He's like, it's been a while since I've drawn some titty or whatever. Like,
Oh, but I do like that Kiku gets to be in the girls' bath and no one says anything.
Yeah.
And
it's like
Yamato's in the
not-
guys' bath.
it's like not.
And
they have,
people
like, a
are
little-
still like, but is Yamato a transgender man? It's
Like
like,
I mean, Yamato literally says, "Sorry, there aren't like mixed gender baths, so I can't go to the bath
yeah,
with you, Nami."
exactly.
So like,
And then there's stupid people who are like, but they're biologically female, but they identify as a man.
Like,
It's
just
that's
say like
literally what
so much
transgender men are
coping.
like.
Just say you're transphobic. Like I don't
I know.
understand why people are
I'm
so.
sorry.
like-
We talked about this last time.
I know,
too.
yeah.
It is cool though. They play it off very casually. There's like a little bit of joke with like Sanji being like, "Whoa," but like it's mostly played like it's like
Yeah.
this is where they belong. Like like
The only
Yamato's
thing that
having
pisses
fun.
me off though is like because of all the fake out deaths, I didn't even realize like Ashura and Izo like actually died.
Right.
Oh
There were
yeah,
so many fake
yeah.
outs, and then we were like, oh, they're dead, and it was like, wait.
Oh yeah, when
Yeah, I
they're
forgot
like Ashura and
Izo-
Izo are dead, I was like, what?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, I didn't think Izo died. I remember being like, oh
Well,
no,
you
I guess.
see him like kind of like lean over, but
Yeah.
like he'll be fine. It's One Piece. No one dies.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's interesting
Yeah.
that when they like randomly choose, like it sucks to be the guy that dies in One Piece. It's like I feel like not many people do die.
I
And
felt
they-
like when I was reading that you could flip a coin and just be like, well, I kind of just feel like going with tails, so yeah, sure, they died. Who cares?
Yeah.
No
I
one.
guess that makes it dramatic, but that just like hasn't stopped Oda before from just like keeping somebody
Yeah.
alive.
I guess in everything, like having 2 casualties plus Big Mom and Kaido is not too bad.
Yeah. I guess like it just matters of the character. It's like I guess Aizo like didn't have much to do anymore,
Right.
unfortunately. Like he did his story. He had a story.
Yeah.
It's true.
But like Marco's still around. I feel like I don't know, because Marco
Yeah.
said something about like him and Izo like losing their place to like die a warrior or whatever.
Right.
Yeah, it's like this is like now we're like just
Mhm.
giving it to the next generation kind of thing.
Yeah.
I feel like Kinemon should have actually died. You know, I feel like that would have like given.
You just
Momo-
don't like Kinemon.
I don't like Kinemon that
I
much.
get it though. It could if Kinemon was going to die, it could have been a very touching moment, I guess. But
Yeah, it could have
Yeah.
been a cool, dramatic, like
Yeah.
Exactly. I thought
died
that-
for as a warrior kind of
Exactly.
thing. But
Mhm.
yeah,
and then give Momonosuke more like character development.
I guess
right.
because I think like one thing that shonen writers don't want to do in general is they don't want their series to be too much of a bummer. I guess like they just kind of like a lot of like I mean My Hero is the same way. They're very scared to do deaths because they don't want to like I don't know. They don't want people to drop it. Maybe I don't know. Maybe there's like an editor
Mm.
thing being like we don't want too much death in our series. It's supposed to be.
I
for,
think
like,
it's more like
kids.
merchandising. It's like, oh, if we kill the character, no one will buy the merchandise anymore.
I think the opposite.
Oh, I don't know.
Ace has so much merch.
That's true. Ace has so
That's
much.
true.
merch.
That's true.
Yeah,
Ace
I
is
don't know.
still, like,
I
one
think
of the most popular characters.
I keep seeing that with shonen. I think there's just this kind of like, well, it's still supposed to just be a fun actiony series. We don't want.
No,
too
I don't
much,
think
like,
it's
bummer
a thing with
death
shonen.
on
I
it.
think it is actually a thing with Oda because a lot of shonen like JJK and stuff do kill off characters nowadays.
Yeah, that
but
that was a little
it's
bit more
Oda
serious.
is like always like if it's about its strength and weakness because unlike Dragon Ball Z, Oda doesn't like resurrecting characters. But that
Yeah.
means that he can't kill them. If he kills someone, he has to be absolutely sure that he doesn't want to resurrect them for a purpose later.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's fine. I mean, like the stakes are still there. Like it's still fun, but like yeah, it's a little
But
like
yeah, we see the weaknesses of his fake out deaths when it comes to like actual deaths because
Yeah,
you
I
don't
was gonna
feel
say,
it as
yeah.
much.
Well, I was gonna say he should probably do less fake out deaths, like because
Exactly.
it doesn't matter at some point when you just don't believe it. So it's like yeah, you
he
can
wants
make a
his
scene.
cake and wants to eat it too. He
Yeah, it's
wants
like
you
you
to
could
feel
make-
sad but doesn't want to get rid of the character.
Yeah, you can
Right.
make a scene dramatic without having a character die. Like I think that's such a crutch when it comes to creators in general. Honestly, is like death in a series is like the only way to make drama. But it's like there was so much like levied drama in Wano that didn't have anything to do with death per se. It had
That's
to do with
true.
like people being like not having food and stuff, which could
Yeah.
lead to potential death, but it didn't have to do with a specific character dying.
Yeah.
So it's like it
More
just
like
feels cheap to be like,
poverty
oh
and
well, like
slavery.
when they lose to fucking Kaido, doesn't matter that everyone's gonna starve. What matters is that you see Kinemon almost dead, and like you think he's dead, and it's like, I honestly wouldn't care if he's almost dead or not. Like the main problem
So
is
you
like
were
everything that goes
shaming me
around
for
it.
not liking Kinemon, but
I'm
you're
just
like, I
saying,
don't
like,
care if Kinemon's almost dead.
I'm just saying, like, ultimately, like the world that they've created and the story around the world is what matters in this
Yeah,
situation.
you
Like
don't
that's why they're
need
fighting in the
that. You
first
don't
place. Like
need the like life and death stakes all the time.
yeah, it's fine. Like a
I
fight
get
is
it.
cool, but like it doesn't need to lead to being like, are they dead? Are they not? This is the drama. It's like no, the drama is did they lose or did they win? Like
Right.
I
that's
think
gonna be the drama.
that is part of it being a weekly manga though, because those kind of cliffhangers are what keep people reading. Or like
Yes, I feel like at this point Oda doesn't even have to fucking use that because he's got the most like, you know, dedicated fans alive.
Yeah.
Also, I will say during this post thing, I still don't know if this is real or not. I don't know, you know, to this day, but I'm so mad if this is true. The one of the pre-chapter things is all about Uta because they had a bunch of like movie tie-in things.
Yeah.
There's like a scene when like they're all like, you know, Luffy's like a little kid or whatever, and like Uta's a little kid, and there's a woman singing with a baby in her arms, and it's like black-haired little baby looks like Luffy, and it's like, is that Luffy's mom?
No, it's not. No.
Who is it?
Crocodile.
Somebody.
I don't even think that part is
That's
canon
canon.
because Uta's in it. And
Yeah, but like, is it though? I don't know.
no, it's not canon.
No,
Like
it's
if we see Luffy's mom and it looks like that bitch, I'm gonna be pissed because like I cannot believe they wasted a reveal, like even a subtle reveal like that on an Uta page. I'd be fucking mad.
You just don't like Uta.
I don't think she's necessary. Talking about unnecessary, she's literally not canon, but they keep. Listen, she has like the most cards in the fucking One Piece card game, and it's like, why?
Why?
You're
Yeah.
so salty.
She's the
Yeah.
worst. She's the worst. Otto's a great singer, but
Yeah.
Uta can leave.
Yeah. You're right.
Very like.
I told you
she is
before
like.
we watched Film Red, I was like, "This is like the worst, best movie ever. It's so bad, but it's so good."
She's like the culmination of what I hate about like fiction culture in general,
Like, just,
almost
non-canon
like.
anime movies.
Yeah, it's just like it's like every enjoyer of like fiction. Sometimes they all like pipeline to the same. Like all they want is like the results. They don't want to get there. You know, like it's so probably deeper than it actually is. But it's just I hate it.
Okay.
It's like
okay. That's because we haven't watched the movie with Golden Lion Shiki. I think if we watch that one, you'll hate him more than you hate Uta. Because at least Uta, they tried to give her more tie into the actual series.
I think I don't like that though. I think I don't like the tie thing because that makes me feel like it's a like want their cake and to eat it too.
That's
where it's
true.
like we have our character that isn't canon, but we want them to be canon enough for you to care, and we know you won't care if they're not canon. So like here's like these ridiculous methods of making her like almost canon, but then like she fucks with so much, and it's like who cares? And like I don't know, I just don't like it. There's no middle ground.
Yeah, you just kind of treat it as fan fiction, you know. The One Piece movies are
Again,
like
I would be perfectly fine with that if there wasn't a potential like the first time we see Luffy's mom is in the fan fiction, like,
Oh my gosh. Hopefully
That's
not.
true.
or like how like the audible groan I had when like you know during the Uta fight scene, Usopp's like, "Dad, I can hear you," and I'm like, "Oh my god, like they're wasting this here." Like they're
Don't worry, when they actually meet, I'm sure it'll be better.
it'll be cool, but like there will be a thought that's like, well, they did do this before in the movie. Like,
Yeah.
it's just a shame. I don't know. It's fine. I'm sure people enjoy it, but it's not my thing at all. And like,
Yeah, I get it.
Yeah.
They're wasting their ammo on the fan fiction.
it's that, yeah, pretty much. And the fact that like, I don't know how good Otto's head was with Oda, but the
Right.
fact that Oda's so obsessed with Uta and like wants her to be like part of the story so bad.
I don't know about that. I think
I
a
feel
lot
like
of that was
he-
written by the manga, or written by like the movie team.
Right.
I guess so. Yeah, I guess
Yeah.
like I know in the anime they like reference Uta in like a flashback, like in the
Yeah.
normal anime, and I'm
But
like,
like Oda says he doesn't even watch the anime. Like he doesn't have time.
Yeah, he doesn't.
I know. I'm just saying, it's
Yeah.
sometimes funny to see how much attention she gets, and I'm like, man, like he loves this girl.
Yeah.
So, I'm
she
sorry
hot
to-
VTuber girl, okay? But yeah,
Yeah,
we should get
literally.
back to the actual thing.
sorry.
it's okay. I apologize to get us back on track.
No, it's fine.
We
you
only
to
have
stop
one more
me.
thing I think that a couple things that we really need to discuss still.
Yeah.
The major thing is Robin going to the Poneglyph, I think.
Oh yes,
Um,
yeah.
In Wano.
But also there's bounties, but we mentioned that earlier.
The what?
And the new bounties.
Oh yes, the new bounties.
Oh, and an admiral shows up, who we haven't seen before.
Yeah, an admiral with like tree powers, forest powers shows up, and he fights Momonosuke, Yamato, Shinobu, and Raizo, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And they're
Yeah.
fighting for a while.
And then like Yamato kind of decides like, oh, I wanted to go to the Straw Hats, but I kind of need to protect them.
Yeah. Yeah, I think ultimately that's what he decides, right? Yeah.
But like Momonosuke does pull out like a last breath.
He does.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he could do
And
the
wait,
Kaido power.
like I totally did not call. Apparently, people were calling this, but I totally did not call that. Like the Tengu guy was Odin's dad. I was like, I thought he was dead.
I was like, huh? You've been alive this whole time?
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel
And
like
you've
there were
been doing
instances-
nothing.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I feel like there were instances where he could have been like, "Hey, like, can you
Hey.
like?" He was kind of important. Like, I don't know, it was weird.
I feel like it was because like he's like, I was from part of the previous generation, and I was like a terrible ruler, and I failed everyone, so I don't deserve to
Yeah.
Yeah.
be a part of this.
So
I
Grandpa
guess,
hid
but
himself.
like,
Was he even
I
in
don't know.
Odin's backstory at all?
He is.
Yeah,
He is. Okay.
Yeah.
I remember.
You see him like scolding Odin at the beginning, but he has black hair back then.
Hmm.
And you also see him like on his deathbed, but that's like the fake version because apparently he didn't die. It was
Well, I'm
just
saying, do
the-
you ever see him with the mask in
Oh,
Odin's
no,
backstory?
you never
at
see
all?
him with the
Okay,
mask.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I gotcha.
So there wasn't really any hints of it being him other than, I guess, general body shape, but that's not even that close.
True. But yeah, I guess you're right.
No. Oh, and we find out, yeah, you're right. The poneglyph says Pluton is here.
Pluton is here. When the
That
walls
was
are
teased all the way back from Alabasta. What even
Yeah.
is Pluton? It's here.
it's there.
Alright.
And like the
No.
walls have to be moved down for it to be released or something. Right?
Yeah, probably. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. We do see Shanks, and Shanks is like, "Ah, hey, it's Luffy. Let's go. Time to go get the One Piece."
Yeah. Oh yeah, Shanks also shows off that he can like use long range hockey. And
Yeah.
Just, like scare
Oh,
off the
yeah.
animals.
Oh yeah, because he shows up at Wano and helps Momonosuke
Yeah.
out, fighting the green ball guy.
And the kid comes up to Luffy and is like, "Oh my god, I want to beat you up so bad." Luffy's like, "Hey, buddy."
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And Buggy's one of the emperors.
Yeah, I don't know. You go Buggy,
that
I
happened.
guess.
I'd make Bucky an emperor. Just saying.
Yeah, because
Just
like last we
saying.
saw them, they were like about to fight the navy, the Marines.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's there's like a headline saying that Sabo had assassinated King Cobra.
Oh yeah.
Oh yes, yeah.
That Sabo
Why did he do that?
Vivi's
Yeah.
dad? Why did you do
Yeah.
that, Sabo? I don't believe that you did it, but if you did.
But why?
But why?
But why?
And not only that King Cobra was assassinated, but Vivi went missing. So that's sad. What's up with her?
Yeah.
I hope she's okay.
And then the three kiddos, Law, Kid, and Luffy, decide their next route.
Yes.
And basically like draw straws.
Yeah, they draw straws on where they're gonna go.
Yeah.
It's goofy. Oh yeah, Law also goes with Robin to find out the. kind
yeah.
of a thing. I don't know if that's significant for later, but I thought I'd point it out.
Yeah. But they do at least share their like poneglyph rubbings with each other. So
Yeah.
they now each have the one from Zoe, the one from Wano, and the one from Whole Cake Island.
Yeah.
So they have three of the four road poneglyphs.
Yeah, and also why is there a whole Wano below Wano? It's interesting.
Yeah. But that's
Oh,
crazy. We're like
yes.
75% of the way there to like getting the keys to One Piece.
Yeah, it is crazy.
We're saying the below Wano thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's like a city underwater.
Yeah, I remember noticing that, and I was thinking, oh, like, didn't they also kind of talk about like how there was like a city under like, was it Alabasta when they found that there was like there were ruins under Alabasta too?
There are ruins under Alabasta, but it wasn't as deep. It was like just
Oh,
the
okay.
tombs where. Like,
Yeah,
Paparazzo's
I
on it.
remember noticing that the poneglyphs were always kind of like underground.
I think that's more just like them being archaeology. Is they're
Oh.
underground
Right.
because like you also see the one in Skypiea is very clearly not underground.
Oh, true.
In
I
fact,
guess
it is quite the
Skypiea isn't.
opposite.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're like, yeah, it's not
True.
underground at
And the
all.
one in
True.
Fishman Island is just like in the forest.
Right.
Well,
Yeah.
Fishman Island is underwater, I guess, but
That's true. That's true.
Yeah,
But that is also not underground technically.
I guess
Underwater
true.
squared.
I guess that's true.
Yeah.
I guess that's true.
Carrot's
Um,
named the new the leader of.
I
Zoe.
feel like Carrot should have played
Nisha.
like, a bigger role somewhere.
Yeah, I was like, Carrot.
Written
Yeah.
to like the sidelines.
Yeah, she
Yeah,
did
you really
get,
only see
like, a
Carrot
side
fight
bite.
like once or twice.
Yeah, like she was a side character even in like Whole Cake Island. She wasn't really even a side character.
I don't even know why. I remember making a
Mhm,
comment about that. I don't
second.
even know why they were there in Whole Cake. But
Yeah.
I like
Yeah,
her relationship with like Chopper, like their like brother sister relationship.
Yeah, it was
Like,
cute.
Yeah, it was
in the
cute.
background. That was cute, but
Yeah.
like
It was weird. I was like, what?
I feel
I
like
mean,
she
sure,
could've
I guess it's
done
Carrot.
more
Why
on
not? I don't know.
you know what it is? Like I wish that we had seen more of like Kinemon and Karen, these characters during Act 1 and Act 2 of Wano.
Yeah.
They did stuff, but it was all like off page.
yeah, a lot of prep stuff. I don't know. I'm glad Oda, like, made sure every character was involved as much as he could, but there was a lot to take in. Like, Wano's a pretty heavy arc, but I will say, remarkably, it's pretty like well done. Like that was like kind of what
Yeah.
I took from it. Was like in the
Out of
end,
all the plot points, they kind of did like a lot with it, but Wano is not a perfect arc.
No.
no, but it's pretty.
very good.
It's obviously he's learning to build these bigger stories,
Yeah.
and like it's pretty impressive even on its own. Like
Yeah.
as a story arc
Like
in an
if
anime,
you
it's
now
pretty
go
crazy.
back and like look at like Alabasta and stuff, like
It seems so
dang,
small. Like there's so little happening.
yeah, Alabasta was so simple in comparison to this,
Yeah.
and like Alabasta got really good, but in the middle there was a lot of fluff in Alabasta. If you remember them like going around in circles basically to get to Crocodile. Or like in
true.
Arlong Park, which is also like one of the best arcs, but like Arlong Park, it's good for like the really good parts, but the like beginning of the arc where like Zoro gets shipped around the island to like Arlong Park and then back to Cocoa Village and then back to Arlong Park, it's like
Mhm.
what is
Yeah.
even happening?
Ugh, makes me mad that Caribou hears that Pluton exists in Wano. I don't know why. I
Oh
just don't
yeah,
like
and
it.
then he's like, oh, he would like to hear
No,
something about
whoever it
it.
is, he needs to be nuked before he gets there.
Yeah.
I'm
He needs to
sorry.
be flushed.
Flushed. Yeah.
Flushed. And so the Straw Hats begin to leave. Actually,
Leave
so
Wano.
yeah, because they draw hat.
Actually,
or
pretty short
straws.
epilogue to this arc. Like,
It is.
I feel like a lot of arcs have like 10 chapters of epilogue, but it's pretty
Yeah.
fast.
It is. Oh yeah, it's also revealed that Buggy is with Mihawk and Crocodile.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. It doesn't really seem like they'd get along,
So
but like
he's the
whatever.
emperor.
Yeah.
And then oh yeah, like Momo kind of has a last cry and a last thank you to the Straw Hats.
Yeah, he's mad because they leave without saying bye.
yeah.
Yeah.
And then Luffy gives them the flag and is like, hey, in the future you can still be part of our crew.
Yeah, I think that it was a nice gift. It was very cute.
badass. Like that they've come so far to just like give them their flag, being like, "Yeah, you're welcome."
Yeah, here you go. You're one of us.
Yeah, people were like so hyped to see like Yamato like join them, but then would have played us all for fools.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, I would have probably guessed that wasn't going to happen from the beginning, but especially with like Jinbei being added,
Yeah,
I
but
don't know.
like the
Yamato
thing is,
doesn't
like
really
if you're
serve
reading
a-
just as it happens, like Yamato had a flashback. Like the people who join the crew always have a flashback.
That's true.
Yes, but I don't know.
Maybe
Yeah, I guess
Yamato will
that's true.
join later.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
We shall see.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like at this point, I don't think they're gonna add anyone. I think like they all kind of serve a purpose, and even Jinbei's a little pushing it, but like Jinbei's like a good shipwright, so
But like,
Yeah.
I feel like all the people like we met joined like before the time skip. You know,
Yeah.
yeah.
like,
Mm.
Jinbei technically did not technically join before the time skip, but he was like there. You know.
So everyone's gonna be
Yeah.
a straw hat in the end.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It feels like if we added people now, it wouldn't be fair. They wouldn't have enough development.
It's true that you
Yeah.
wouldn't be able to like, I don't know, fall in love with
And
them
it's
as
already
much.
a struggle to like fit a good fight in for everyone. Like in this arc, like Nami and Usopp did not. have a
Yeah.
good fight.
Yeah, so I feel like it's not that Luffy will get more like actual straw hats, he'll just get more allies.
Yeah, it'll be
Yeah.
more like Grand Fleet type of people. you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah.
Yeah, because I think like all of Wano.
The only person I see possibly joining the Straw Hats at this point is Vivi.
Yeah, maybe
Yeah.
Vivi, because she's already an
Maybe.
honorary member.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And they're definitely, you know, with obviously their stuff is gonna happen with VV based on that stuff you just said. So I think they're like leading up to interesting things with her too, which I'm really excited about. I think that'll be really cool. And like, oh man, there's good world building coming up. I'm excited to talk about it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, Realm, I don't know if you read past this. I know Trips has not.
No, I haven't.
I have not either.
Okay, so what are you guys' prediction? I know Dawn has read and is caught up now.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh gosh.
But what are your predictions for? I mean, it's been spoiled that we're going to Egghead.
Yeah, we're going to Egghead. I don't know what
But,
that
like,
means.
What do you think is going to happen with Buggy? What do you think is going to happen with Luffy?
I don't know. Actually, I'm
What
gonna
do you
make a
think is gonna
prediction
happen
based
with,
on the level
Yamato?
of art I
No.
see. Based on like we get so much Yamato art, and Yamato he is just not that important. As cool as he is, as cool as he looks, I'm gonna feel for some reason I kind of want to be proven wrong, but I feel like I see so much Cross Guild fan art. I kind of want them to like not really be there, because that's like how it feels. Like they're mentioned, then everyone makes a million art and makes a million fan fictions and has all their AUs, and then they don't show up till like 100 chapters later doing anything together. So we'll see though. Maybe they're involved. Maybe they're directly there.
Oh yeah, what happened with Sabo too?
Yeah, what happened to Sabo? Did you really kill
And
King Cobra? I'd like to see Kobe again if we can, because he's cool.
Yeah, I feel like some more of the support people will get some sort of story. So like, you have Sabo, you have some members are like on the Marines. Well, like you said, you just introduced a new admiral as well. So I think some more supportive characters will get some more exposition, either like relative wise or a new enemy, or I don't know, something that fleshes out, or perhaps either fleshes out their character or fleshes out a part of the character they need to work on.
Yeah, I hope Usopp gets a little bit more in Egghead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you think Zoro will ever get his like past backstory revealed of his like heritage?
I don't know.
Like they teased it in Wano.
Yeah, they teased it.
And it's like not too late for our Straw Hats to get more character development, as we saw with Sanji and Whole Cake.
Yeah.
They're gonna have like a whole extra backstory tacked onto them if Oda wants to.
Maybe. I think it's
Like technically, we don't know who Nami's parents are either.
Yeah.
I think that would be a disservice to her story. I think there are
For
definitely.
Nami, yeah.
I feel like there are definitely instances where it's like it doesn't really matter. So like even if I was all upset about Luffy's mom, I don't really care who Luffy's mom is.
Yeah, it's
Like-
true. It's the found family that matters, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The only one I care about seeing is like Brooke, because
Yeah.
they mention him being like part of like a knight from a kingdom, or like a warrior from a kingdom before he became a pirate. I want
I just
Yeah.
want him to
more.
be able to hug a
That keeps
little
being forgotten about. I don't know if Oda forgot about it or if he has gets for that.
I don't know.
feel like he doesn't forget about anything.
Yeah.
He keeps
I
good
feel like it would be
notes.
really sweet for like Brooke to see like some of his like old friends, but he's old now and they're still, or no, he's a skeleton and they're like old
Yeah,
and reconnect with them.
that's true because they're probably still alive. Like he's old, but he's not like all of your friends
Yeah.
are definitely dead old.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe
Yeah.
there'll be like a super sad backstory for why he always asks to see people's panties, and we'll be like, "Oh my god,
Oh
that's
my
why that
God.
terrible joke exists."
I feel like it's already sad though, because it just feels like a deflection thing. Like he's like, haha, I'm terrible, don't look at me.
Yeah.
I already feel bad for Brooke.
Oh yeah, you're right. Speaking of like Zoro backstory, have you guys seen the Netflix 103 Mercies Dragon Damnation?
No.
No.
The it's a animated version, and it's pretty well animated, of the Oda one shot from Monsters.
Oh, did that come out?
It came out, yeah.
I didn't know it came
It's
out.
pretty good.
All right, I guess I have to watch it.
I think that the story definitely you can feel like the One Piece vibe from it, but it's like, I don't think it's a good introduction to One Piece because it's kind of bad. The story's not that good.
How long is
It's
it?
like, you can tell it's like the precursor, to like the emotional backstories we get in One Piece.
Oh, okay.
It's just like 30 minutes, I think.
Oh, it's just like one
it's
thing.
animated
I
pretty
have-
well.
I have that one shot, that like wanted one shot thing.
Oh,
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
wanted. It's good, but you can tell that like Oda needed to do more cooking,
And he did.
and he did. And that's why we
Good to
got
watch
One
it
Piece.
after
So it's
the-
very interesting to see like where the stuff comes from.
Right.
Yeah, it's good to watch it after the LeBron. Yeah, that's true. That's true because you see Ryoma. Like the whole thing is, he took
Oh.
Ryoma from that one shot and brought him back to Thriller Bark.
Yeah. I see.
Yeah,
Well, it's a good thing we're in Wano.
that's true. It's also good to
Oh
watch
my
during
gosh.
Wano. You're like, oh yeah,
Yeah.
Ryoma.
Yeah, that's true. I do think I'm gonna watch a few episodes of Wano anyway.
Yeah.
For sure. But yeah, there's like no hint of what's next, so I don't really know what to expect from Egghead, to be real.
Well, what do you want to see then?
Oh well.
What kind of cool powers, cool islands, cool gimmicks you want to see?
I don't know. I guess I just want more of the world's secrets to be revealed, but I want it to be like complicated, and so they have to like solve a problem regarding the world's secrets. I don't know. Like put the puzzle together.
Yeah, so solve this calculus problem.
Yeah, so Luffy has to take a math class.
The math fruit.
The math fruit.
He'd fail so hard.
He would fail so hard.
What about you, Rome?
I was just thinking about that whole math class thing. He would just be like, "Well, why can't I just do this?" And then literally like create a particle accelerator with his arms and be like, "Oh, I could just solve it like this."
You know,
So we're just like,
anything.
"What?"
His imagination is his only limit. So.
Exactly. First thing that came to mind, I want some. You know, actually, I want some stuff for Frankie.
Yeah.
I don't feel like he's gotten much. Or not to say he's gotten like nothing, but I think the disparity of
Yeah.
information ever since the time skip, has been like, oh, Tom's brother down in Fishman Island, or his brief intermission as like Dr. Vegapunk's stuff, and so I'm like, dude needs some more stuff because right now he's just like an action figure gimmick.
It's true. He's showing off some cool powers, but you're right. I feel like he needs an upgrade.
Right. I kind of hope Egghead
He's been
is
like a support character for a
not...
while.
Well, and if it is, I hope it's like really like there's a fun spin on it or something. Like I hope it's not just like we have to go save Vivi, but at the same time, I feel like if Oda does it, it won't be like a traditional your princesses in another castle type of thing. But and if it is, it's
yeah.
okay because it's still Vivi.
Alabasta too.
Yeah, Alabasta too. Yeah, I guess I don't want it to be Alabasta too. Yeah.
Impel down to save her.
Impel
from
down
prison.
too. Yeah. Yeah.
Mission.
I will
save
say,
Vivi.
so far, and Don can probably back me up on this. Like Egghead is like one of the best arcs I've ever read.
Oh yeah, it's so good.
It's so good.
Crazy.
Every chapter is like a huge bombshell.
Yeah,
on.
there's a lot of cool reveals, and
Mm.
a lot of characters have stories that I didn't expect, like, to give a shit about, kind of. And it's pretty cool. It's like they just do a lot of good stuff in that arc.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Neat.
Excited for I'm like right now. It's like it's hell waiting for these chapters. Like, I am
Now
like,
you know my pain.
No,
Now you know.
I mean, like literally, like as we speak, Toto, like the newest chapter, like us waiting for the next one. I'm like,
Right?
God.
Ah.
Like it's right now. It's so cool. Like you're luckily gonna be probably if you read it, if you like catch up
Yeah.
within the next few months, like within a month or two, you're probably gonna get like you're not gonna have to wait as much. We've had like I feel like it's like you'll probably get towards the end of this like section of the story.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll have
oh,
what,
man.
1, 2, 3, 4 weeks until we meet up again. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, also, this is not really it's slight spoilers, but not really spoilers because it's not really that plot important. But Realm, there are goth mommies that show up.
Oh
in the
my
You
next
gosh.
rang.
I don't even know what you're talking about.
Uh-huh.
It's funny. Actually,
Absolutely.
I do.
I'll start making signs now.
I read some random chapter in Egghead, not realizing that it was not Wano, and I was like, "What's
Oh, yeah,
going
'cause
on? Who are these
red.
people? What is who?" Like I thought it was like a switch to like a different perspective. And then I was like, "Why is Usopp here?" Okay, never mind. I'm leaving, but I don't even remember it. What was happening?
Wait. Oh, okay. Trips, you can DM me later on what you got spoiled on because.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, I'll tell you.
I have a feeling I know what you guys
Yeah.
like who with a character you saw.
Yeah. Yeah, I was just scrolling through behind the voices, man.
Yeah, it's oh man, it's just
You're totally right though, Don. Like the next arc is like, wow, I didn't realize I gave a shit about this character.
I know. I mean, like literally the most recent stuff happening. There's a character that I like didn't care about, but now every time something happens involving them, I'm like, oh my god, like I want to see them succeed. I want them to be like.
I know. You're talking about Caribou, right?
Yes, totally.
Like everybody wants. They're like everyone is now like, oh, I'm gonna read One Piece now.
Yep.
That's all you had to say.
And I said goth mommies, not goth mommy.
Mommies.
There's
Multiple.
multiple goth mommy.
Amazing.
There's more than one.
Yeah. All right. Well, any other thoughts on Wano?
Oh,
Before-
ratings.
Oh yeah, ratings. We have to do
Our
ratings.
star
you're right.
ratings and our select ratings. Star rating is our personal rating, how much we liked it. Select rating is how much we kind of like recommend it or how like good we think it is.
Yeah, objectively we
Whichever
think it
one's
is. Yeah,
objectively.
objectively good or bad.
Who wants to go first?
I need to think for a second.
I'll go first.
Hmm.
Personal rating, I absolutely love this arc from beginning to end. All the little personal little nitpicky things, while I do like, I'm just like, yeah, you know what, you're right. I wish it was more like this. You know what I mean? Like it's more like, hey, you have it's like a multiple choice test. Like you have the best answer, then you have like the best answer after that. And I'm like, you know what? I'd pick either. If I was a teacher, I'd pick either choice. So, my personal rating, I'm gonna give this like a 9.75.
Oh,
it
pretty
is
close.
really, it is so up there for me. Objective, like, you think you're gonna skip like near chapter 1,000? Who are you? You made it this far. You can read it. Holy shit! No, like you have to. It's like you can see so much love and endearment for Oda through this arc. Not knowing what's coming up next, of course, because every time we're just been like, oh, there's more. There's more. I don't know. I'd give it a 10. Just read it. Why aren't you reading it? It's just objectively, I don't think there's any reason for you to skip it. So like, it's a must.
Mhm.
Yeah.
That's fair. Yeah, we can just go in order.
I think I can go. I'd probably give it a. I think personally, I'd give it like a 9.5 out of 10 because it's probably my favorite arc so far. I think it just really comes together really well, and I was pretty deeply invested the entire way through. And I think it's Oda's best job handling this much information in like a story setting or whatever. And then maybe like objectively, probably a 9 because there definitely are, or maybe like an 8.5. There are definitely things that like people probably might not jive with, just like character moments and stuff that kind of come out of nowhere. Like there were definitely a lot of instances where I'm like, oh, Oda definitely is just had to do this just because he like forgot about something or didn't know how to get to this point in the story. But I'm very forgiving for that kind of stuff. It's still humans making this, and it's like, whatever. But maybe some people would be more like, if it's objective, maybe some people would be more like, that part kind of bothered me, which is like fine. But I liked it a lot.
Yeah. That's right. Oh, I can say it out loud. Hello, thank you, Aria, for the 21 months. Thank you. And now I give my rating. I think it's like a 9 for me right now. I can see it being a 10 when like One Piece is completed though, because I feel like it's everything that happened was so significant, and so important. So I think ultimately it's going to be a 10, but right now my personal feeling is a 9, just because there were some aspects that I was like, why are we talking about this? Why are like the Orochi parts like dragging out Orochi for so long? The Conjuro part was good, but also it was just like, oh, he's evil. Goodbye. Some other things like that, but overall it's really solid. Everybody got to do something. All of the Straw Hats got to do something. All of the side characters got to do something. It was really well put together, I think, overall. It just has some parts that were really drawn out. But objectively, I don't know. I kind of think it's a 9 too. Like, maybe an 8 if, like, you're really not into this more rakugo, like, traditional Japanese storytelling the way that this entire arc has been told in. But I still think like it's really important, and the character like moments are really good. So I think you'll find something you like regardless. Because if you're reading Wano, I assume you've read everything else. You'll find something to like in it. Yeah.
So good.
For me, there's so many 10 out of 10 moments in this arc.
Mm-hmm.
There's also some like 7 out of 10 moments in this arc,
Mm-hmm.
It's really hard for me to give like an overall rating. So I guess I'll have to cut the difference and give my star rating as an 8.5.
All right.
Because there's some parts that I love, like Gear 5
Mm-hmm.
and like the Robin fight scene
Mm-hmm.
and like the backstory with like Tama and stuff like that, like and Yasue, like those are all super good. That was like small read review.
Mm-hmm.
But then there's also parts that I'm like, did that need to happen? Like Zoro versus like the guardsmen of the swords
Yeah.
for a while that didn't really get brought back, and like Sukiyaki kind of being useless, like Odin's dad. Like Odin's flashback was so good. And then this is just a me thing. Like I totally understand like why people love Momonosuke and Kinemon and like relate really hard to them and understand them very well. And I understand those characters very well. But to me, it doesn't hit as hard as like when I'm looking at like Ace or when I'm looking at like Robin's backstory. I don't connect with them as much.
Yeah.
And that's just a personal thing for me.
That makes sense.
So I think overall, I will give this arc an 8.5 out of 10 star rating. Slug rating, I think he put together a lot of moving parts very well. But there are definitely parts like Carrot and like what the heck the Nine Scabbards were doing during like Act 1 and Act 2.
Yeah, what were they doing?
And like Big Mom having amnesia and like Big Mom's parents never showing up, that kind of felt like strangely like, or not strange, it's just because everything else is put together so well that those parts like stand out as
Oh, right. Yeah.
parts that don't really fit very smoothly in. So it's like a bumpy ride here.
Right.
So I think I'll give it an 8 out of 10,
Okay.
objective wise. Like you should definitely read it. There's enough like really good moments in this. And anime, 10 out of 10. Like the anime is so good to like go watch it. But like, what was the point of the sumo fight that Luffy had? It was just because he wanted a sumo fight.
Just because he wanted to, yeah.
Yeah, because that character never shows up again.
Yeah. It's like a intro to Wano, but yeah, I get it.
Yeah, and you can tell like Oda has been planning out like things he wants to do in an arc that's based on his home country for a long time. And it ends up being like this buffet of everything. And there's some stuff at this buffet that are like grade A, like A5 Wagyu beef. So good. And other things are like the cold. Okay, it's not that bad. It's not like cold dead fish. It's like some things are kind of just like the lukewarm,
Yeah,
like
it's sat
bread
out
rolls.
too long.
Yeah. That are just like kind of there and don't really fit with the rest of the meal. Like, you know, when you have a buffet, like you just grab everything that thinks looks good, but like it doesn't always pair well with each other.
Yeah.
You know.
I
So
see.
that's kind of like what I feel about Wano.
That's fair.
Yeah, the under the heat lamp stuff. Yeah. Yeah, like the salad bar that's kind of just like there.
Yeah, I do think the I don't know, the style of Luffy going Gear 5 was kind of just the icing on the cake for me. Really liking this arc. It was just so fun.
Yeah.
It's cool that there was such a big story moment, like such a big like world building story moment in an arc like this.
Yeah.
Oh, like one example is like Raizo ends up having a huge role to play in the like final battle. You know?
He does. Yeah.
And like so does we didn't mention it, but Denjiro comes and like finally like kills,
he kills
Orochi.
Yeah.
So they had like big roles. And then it's like, I love Kiku, but she didn't really do anything past that. She lost an arm and it was
yeah,
cool.
she just gets like beat up a lot.
Right.
Yeah,
Like,
and
then
she like
goes
fights
away.
Kanjuro the first time, but it's like very unbalanced, like who got a moment and who didn't.
Right. Totally. Yeah, I think that's totally
It's like
fair.
hard. Like I get it. Like you're not gonna have a lot. Like it's hard to give everyone like no one's gonna be created equal. But it's like I guess it's like why people keep casts small. But Oda just really likes making characters.
Yeah, and like
so
we totally didn't even talk about like Apu and like Drake
We
this
didn't,
whole
'cause
time
they didn't
they
matter
had
that
like a
much.
very tiny role.
Yeah.
Like I thought Drake would have a bigger role when he was revealed. Like, oh, I'm secretly a member of Navy. I want to join you guys, and then he didn't really do anything.
Yeah.
We
It
don't
is
even
bad.
know if he's alive.
yeah, literally.
Right. But overall, I guess we all overall liked it. So yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean,
like I'm
one of the
nitpicking
best.
here.
Yeah, it's
There's
fine.
very tiny things.
Yeah, school or something.
And there's still time where like it's also because it's a recent arc, but there's time for these things to like be built up later. Like we could find out where did Onigashima come from, because apparently it wasn't this before and wasn't called this before.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm
What
very
is up with the
interested in
Oni
that
race?
because for some
Mhm.
reason I thought Wano was Onigashima before we went there. I think because like that's what all I saw when like with like people posting photos. But yeah.
Yeah. And then like they do say like, oh, like Momonosuke will be like this is the beginning of his story of like being a great leader. So we'll definitely see him again.
Yeah. Yeah,
And
definitely.
maybe he'll know how to like control his dragon powers by then. I don't know.
Mhm. That'd be cool.
Yeah.
They're definitely probably gonna do some like everyone comes back for the ending. and
Yeah.
everyone
Oh
lives.
yeah, oh yeah. And it'll be like an amazing ending.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, like I know you hate the movies, Dawn, but one good thing about the movies is like if people get this hyped and like if Oda is able to like pull off a story of like the characters coming together in like a crappy like fan fiction-esque story,
Yeah, I can
imagine
only
how
imagine.
good the real thing will be.
No,
you
I'm
know?
sure. Yeah, I'm sure.
So
I guess that's why. That's probably
gives me so much
why I
faith.
hold it in such a standard, because it's like I am so excited for that kind of
Oh,
stuff to
yeah,
happen
you're
in the
right.
anime and the manga. So it's just the limp kind of feeling of it being like wasted on that is what makes me a little bit less enthusiastic. But either way, it's fine.
Yeah, and rewatching the anime, like someone mentioned before, but this is like the best time to get into One Piece, guys. The live action is out and it's good. They're making a new anime series. We haven't gotten into One Piece. Like they're making a new anime series with better animation, more modern animation, and no filler. Like the filler is gone.
It's like really hard to stress too, because it's like hard to believe, and people don't really. But like, this is like the ending. Like this is gearing towards the ending. It's very clear as day now, especially even
it
into
like brings
Egghead.
a tear to my eye, like how far Luffy has come. Like
like even like even like within Egghead, it's like you get a lot of like good hints of it being like this is like a story that's like trying to end. Like they're trying to give you answers to things that you've had
like
questions
you can see the plot threads kind of like starting to converge.
Yeah, which is really cool. And it's like if you want to be there, this is like what I ultimately wanted. Like one of the reasons why I was so gung-ho about doing this book club and just being like, I need to read this sooner than later. Because I had heard stuff like that for like ever since Wano was like teased. People were like, oh, get into One Piece, it's ending. It's gonna be ending soon.
Yeah, this is like a once in a lifetime experience to be there.
Yeah.
To be there. It's
with everyone like watching as it like closes, you know.
I was gonna say it's gonna be fun to just kind of like be posting in that channel about the manga as we like keep up with it every week, because it is so exciting right now every week. Like you know, me and my friends have been messaging each other about it every time, and it's just like holy shit, the newest chapter.
I'm very excited to be caught up.
Yeah, it's a cool time to get into it. I'm
and,
glad I got in when
the
I
other
did.
thing is like to convince people to start One Piece is like unlike other like long series where like they go down in quality or like you feel burned, because a lot of people are like, there's no way it could possibly be worth it. It's so long. There's no way it could possibly be worth it. One Piece isn't like those other series. Like it is actually worth it. We're 1,000 chapters in and we like are saying like this is like a 9.5, like 8.5, like out of 10 arc.
Yeah.
And it's like 1,000 chapters in.
I was gonna say, and it's one of those things that's like, as much as we have criticisms like for certain arcs and its pacing, we've never given an arc lower than like a 6. Like it has never gotten the lows of like a lot of manga and anime get. Like I am not nice about ratings when I come to like rating media.
Did
like
you say that's not true? Long land.
Yeah.
Well, whatever. Mostly fine.
Yeah, there's that one arc.
There's just one.
There's that one shitty arc.
I don't think this arc's fine.
That's fine. You can like it.
But like, you know, it wasn't even like.
Realm almost quit over Long Ring Long Land.
I watched it,
and
so
here's the thing.
Different.
I almost stopped, but not because of its shitty quality, but because it is a continuous theme that preceding a very hyped, very great arc is something completely like stopped, like completely just a killer for a lot of people's momentums. That's why I didn't like it more than it just being like okay in comparison to, you know, Skypiea right before that. It literally, the couple of arcs I don't like from the show is literally just because of the shift in tone.
It's crazy you say that, because Egghead is like one of the craziest. Like, wow, they just aren't stopping. Like, it's just like the momentum is constant.
You are
it's like insane.
Right. Oh my god. Yeah, I would recommend like setting
chapter.
aside time over a weekend and just like doing all of Egghead, because your mind will expand.
My mind will expand.
But yeah,
my brain.
But it's just remarkable that like Oda's able to write a series like this, and it is as good as it is. Because like, I think any other creator, that's why I don't even say it hyperbole. Like Oda's a genius. Like the way he's able to write this story is like a feat, like a human, like a feat.
Sure.
Like it's insane. I feel like there are such smaller series that have fallen apart so much faster. Like I know people like to complain about Naruto, and I don't know like the intricacies of why it fell apart, but people are like comparing those two series, or even like My Hero Academia right now.
That's the thing. Like, I want to read Naruto to compare it, to look at like exactly where it fell apart, because Naruto does have good moments, but it also has moments where like it builds something up and it doesn't pay off.
Yeah, I think that's
it has a lot of plot. I read the whole thing. It has a lot of plot holes. And as it expands, it never tries to patch them in. It just literally goes, well, now he has the powers, so like move on, bitch. Just keep
Um,
doing your thing. Just read.
No.
yeah, it's interesting where it's like, again, like One Piece, there's some duds, but like mostly it's fine. But there are probably like in my head, I haven't read it, but there's probably chapters that I would give, or like arcs in Naruto from what I've heard, that I'd probably give like 2 out of 10s based on what I've heard about them. Like they sound like or Dragon Ball. There are arcs in Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Super that I'm like, this is a waste of time. Like don't like this is stupid as
Okay,
hell. Like
Dragon Ball Super is like a whole different beast because like
yeah,
even the people who love Dragon Ball are like Dragon Ball Super is kind of trashy.
Oh.
it is. Yeah, yeah, it doesn't stay good. And even My Hero, there's like arcs in My Hero that I'm like,
Oh yeah, I've heard a lot of like My Hero fans are like, I hate My Hero now. Blah, 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 blah.
Oh.
yeah. It's like I saw a tweet about it recently where somebody was like, I always wondered when I always heard like people complaining about Naruto back in the day, people would be like, I hate this show, but they'd still be reading it every week. And this person was like, I never understood that. I never understood why people were like, wow, if you hate it so much, why do you keep reading it? It's like My Hero Academia is that for me.
Oh,
And
dang.
I'm like, yeah, same.
Dang. Oh, no.
Like I read it every week, but I really am not into it. I think he's really fumbling the ending, which is such a shame because it's like I was such a huge fan of this series. I want to reread it because I want to make a video about this series and why I think it's falling off so hard. But I
Maybe
need to know
after
the full
it's finished,
context.
we can like compare like Naruto
Yeah.
and like One Piece and like My Hero
Dragon Ball.
and Dragon Ball. Like I think the original Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z, the first few arcs of Dragon Ball Z are actually quite emotional. But like after it became a pattern of like the first time Super Saiyan happened is really good, and then after that it was like, oh, it's with longer hair.
Yeah, it's cool how they saved Super Saiyan 2 for Gohan in the second arc, or like the second big arc, and then and then the Boo arc. It's like, oh, we'll just give him another one. Like, who cares?
Like my problem with Dragon Ball is like it's too afraid to grow. You know?
Oh yeah, no, it wanted to be set in his ways, and apparently Dragon Ball Super is even worse with that. Like I've heard that.
It's
that
like
series
it's
is like a
Super
joke.
Saiyan, but instead of yellow, they're blue. It's like okay.
Well, instead of it was originally supposed to end like right after the Frieza arc.
Oh.
Yeah, and
That's
it was
how it
also
was.
and then after that, Goku was supposed to die, and Gohan was supposed to take over as a new protagonist, but then they couldn't let go of Goku.
Well, no, the stakes don't matter when you can just get the Dragon Balls all together.
I know exactly.
Yeah. No
Clearly, destroy the whole planet? No, just revive everyone from Namek and then get their Dragon Balls. Duh. Infinite
Right?
wish glitch.
It's like,
Come on, man.
no, a whole planet got destroyed. Wish.
Yeah. Point is,
Okay,
if you
I'm
like,
sorry. We're
if
getting
you like Dragon
off
Ball,
subject.
you'll really like One Piece.
Yeah,
so.
you really like One Piece.
I'm sure.
One Piece never revives characters. It just
No.
says that they never died.
They just
One
never
thing to complain
die.
about. I'm convinced that Dragon Ball has created like the most brainless fucking fans of this kind
Oh,
of media.
no.
So sometimes like when I hear people talk about One Piece and like they just consume it only on the most surface level, I'm like, go back to Dragon Ball. No offense. I'm being an asshole, but like it's just like
Wow.
Dang.
again, I always reference this post where it's like Curious George getting really excited about a book, and like the narrator's like George got so excited he forgot he didn't know how to read. And like somebody's caption was like, this is like Dragon Ball fans when a new chapter comes out.
Oh my god.
I just
I
think
feel
about
like
that every
savage.
time.
I
And I'm
feel like One Piece is a
yeah.
weird balance though, because I've also seen people who really like Berserk, and they're like, One Piece isn't edgy enough for me, and I'm like, you're
Edgy.
Edgy enough.
also missing the point.
Also, how
Like,
can you
yeah,
say that
it's
about
like,
Berserk?
This is too
Berserk
childish
is
for
like
me.
Berserk is like a like oh my god.
Yeah.
They're like, One Piece isn't deep enough, and they're like not even at Alabasta yet, and I'm like,
Right.
what are you talking?
I remember you used to always say One Piece was too. There aren't enough politics in One Piece. I'm like,
Are you
bitch,
sure?
are you kidding me?
Are you sure?
Oh
One
my
Piece
god,
is
there's
one of the
other
most,
people
like-
are like, One Piece is not supposed to be political, guys. Stop saying that to, like Luffy
Are
is
you-
anti-fascist or whatever. It's like,
I
are
was
you
like-
reading the same series?
I was gonna
Yeah.
say, I was like,
He's
One Piece is one of
literally
the most like
he
one of the
literally
most like
shot
on
like
the nose.
Yeah.
yeah, he shot a flaming bullet at the flag of the world government.
Yeah.
I've
Like it doesn't get more
it's like-
anti-fascist than this.
It's so funny because it's so obvious to me now that like Oda's really into history, and it's like you can't write a story like referencing history without being political. So like
Right.
it's gonna be political, and it is, and that's what it's good about it. Like,
Oh
Yeah.
my
The
gosh.
One Piece
Don,
song
did
is
I
really called "Drums of Revolution."
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
What
right.
the hell does that even mean? Like,
What
come
do you think
on.
revolution meant?
Yeah, what do you think it means? Yeah.
Do you think it meant believing in the corporate society system? Like,
Yeah,
what
that's
do you mean?
revolutionary.
Oh gosh. Oh, but Don, did I show you there is one person who like got his mom into One Piece, and she's like a history teacher.
oh
And she's
really?
like analyzing it and comparing it to like historical texts.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
awesome. My girlfriend's boss, she's this like middle-aged Japanese woman. Her kids got her into One Piece, and she's obsessed with it. And she's so funny about it.
That's amazing.
She loves Ace so much, and like she's like caught up with the series. But when we went to visit her studio, she has this like this room, this like little shed that she does for painting, because you know she's like a fine arts painter and sculptor. And the whole room is like totally decorated in like, you know, art things. Then she just has a figure of Ace just like sitting at the top of like the like room, like in the top corner of the room. And I was jokingly like, oh, he's like watching over you. And she started like, she's got like so like, oh my god, Ace is amazing. Oh my god, like he's so amazing. I love him so much.
I like the
"That's so
staying power
cute."
of Ace is astounding to me. It's awesome, but it's like whoa. I think he's a cool guy, but he's not my favorite or anything.
Yeah, it's pretty funny.
Yeah.
He's an easy character to get really emotionally attached to because of his story. So like, you know,
Yeah.
it's good stuff.
Yeah, I understand. Okay. All right. This is a good conversation we've had. Thank you all for being here with me today.
Yes.